Hi gamers, welcome to another DSP video. As I'm recording this, DSP is doing his little pre-stream podcast, and I can only hope that he doesn't go crazy today. I can only pray that he doesn't say anything stupidly crazy, because it seemed last week I would do a video and then consecutively he would just have more rants. And it was just insane. It's like, why? So hopefully he calms down and he just cries about the video game awards. Hopefully that's all he has to say today. Hopefully, because man, it's been wild. It's been a wild one. So we're gonna go over this Turkey Tom situation kind of deal that he had, because it's something crazy. I saw a little bit of the Turkey Tom video, didn't finish it yet. There is some inaccuracies with it, and I kind of, and some of them are just kind of really, wild. I don't think the video is bad, but I also don't think it's a good video either. I do like the parts of the video that he kind of explains his own opinion on DSP and that kind of stuff, like the energy behind that kind of stuff I appreciate, but it just kind of feels there's that, he kind of spins it a little bit negatively, and I'm not saying that it has to be a positive video or anything like that, obviously, but it just seems that because you can listen to something that he brings up, and it's like it would be an interesting point, but then he would just kind of push it more to a negative angle of it, instead of leaving it for you to kind of chew on, you know? Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but it's not a bad video, but I kind of think it's not necessarily the best. Like, if I were to recommend someone to watch a YouTube video that would summarize DSP or whatever, I would recommend Decepticon's little video series where he's kind of going through DSP's stuff, because I think that's a little bit more it's digestible because it's done as a series, and I think it's a little bit more balanced, where you can kind of think about what you're listening to and kind of make your own determination. I think Turkey Tom's video works just as, like, you're watching it for Tom's opinion on it, which is fine, but just a lot of the stuff it's a little not true, and it's kind of whatever. It's not a bad video, but I don't know. I'll have to watch the whole thing to get a full understanding, but so far it's just like, I appreciate the energy, but it's just kind of inaccurate a little bit, but it's whatever. I can watch it and farm an opinion. I can farm an opinion. You know what? That's what DSP does. DSP farms an opinion. Okay, at least we figured that out. But we're not gonna be watching Turkey Tam's video. We're gonna be watching DSP's video. So let's get the show on the road.
Snort. I got the drip.
Oh god, the drip.
All right, I'm gonna officially say this. All right. Because people keep bringing it up, and I keep timing them out, and they're not listening. Apparently, a new documentary was just made about me by someone named Turkey Tom. I know nothing about Turkey Tom.
Look at the first reaction. DSP tells us he learned a lot. He learned a lot, dude, from how important it is to react correctly, or whatever the fuck. And he's told of this other documentary, and his first, like, knee-jerk reaction is to be like, another documentary has been done about me. There's all these other documentaries done by Wings, and he's like, Jay the King did another documentary of Wings of Redemption. Okay, man. But another guy does a documentary on DSP. Another documentary on me. Like, okay.
I can't say anything positive or negative about
And then he tells us he can't say anything positive or negative. Okay.
I'm sure maybe they'll want to hear what do I think about their documentary. I'm not gonna watch it. Right now, anyway.
Okay. So they want to know what I think about it. He already said he didn't watch it, and then he says what I think about it. Okay.
Busy. I'm super busy with my gaming season, with all my normal regular shit.
Season.
I've been purposefully staying away from drama this year on purpose.
Purpose? Wrong, stupid. This is complete nonsense. Him staying away from drama. if he's considering watching a documentary about him, drama, then he's already incorrect, because he watched documentaries on like the downfall of machinima and all this other stuff. He did a whole thing with LTG. So how is he avoiding drama? And he's only not watching the documentary because he's literally playing video games. Like, he already says, I'm booked, I need to play Spider-Man, I need to play this game, I need to go through all this stuff. So yeah, no shit, he's not gonna watch it because he's too busy gaming, man. His schedule is too important. So yeah, this is like not even like an active decision. He's just like, yeah, I'm not doing it now. Like, this is the same thing that he did for Boogie, the Boogie documentary. He's not watching the Boogie documentary because there's no time for a React event, because he's already doing a React event, the ad pacalypse. Like, this is so stupid. It's like, I'm not eating, and I just start talking about how I don't need to eat. I don't eat a lot, man. I only eat when I'm hungry. See, I'm doing so good controlling my hunger because I'm not eating right now, because currently I'm not hungry. I'm doing a video right now. Like, okay, yeah, you're doing a video. We see that.
Viewing audience away from it. Okay? So I want to say this up front. I've not seen the documentary. I know nothing about it. I don't care. All right? This is not a slight against this person, Turkey Tom or not. I don't know who they are.
Not
and I don't want them to think that, like, oh, I'm talking shit about their documentary.
Literally, all he had to say is, I haven't watched it. If I were to watch it, I'd want to do it as a React-style event. And right now, I'm busy. We can do that in downtime or whatever. It's funny because when you first react to the Wings documentary stuff, he brings up on the Daily Wrap, and the Daily Wrap had a lot of extra stuff too, but he did say very, very quickly, I'm busy doing gaming stuff, and right now, like, the drama style events I want to do during downtime. I mean, you know, that's like clear cut. And then he goes on the pre-stream the next day, and he has a whole like monologue about nonsense. And that's what this is. Instead of just saying, I haven't watched it, I'll watch it later, it's just a whole narrative that he wants to like brag about. And it's ridiculous. But it's DSP, of course it's ridiculous.
Because I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know how valid it is.
Snort.
That's disgusting. I'm sorry about that. I have no plans on watching it right now. Okay?
Okay.
So, it's that simple. You know, I'm not going to watch it. Maybe I will watch it in the future.
But
right now, I'm just going to relax.
It's insane. He keeps saying in the future, like, oh, like whatever. Yeah, you're gonna do it during downtime when there's not a lot of money to be made. Like, that's all this is. It's the same thing with Boogie. He just wants to stack this stuff up, so when there's downtime, he can just monetize the drama. And this is the kind of behavior, by the way, that DSP has shed on. Because DSP says that people do drama-style events or drama videos when they have nothing to do. Oh, they're not making a lot of money right now, so what do? They do the drama video. And DSP, it wants to do these drama reacts when there's downtime. Isn't that during the time when there's not a lot of money to be made, so he does that drama event? So in a way, technically, if he were to do them right now, right this second, it would actually be disproving that he does it for money, right? Correct? But no, man, he doesn't do stuff for money. He has to play games right now, the thing that is his job. But he can do it, like, you know, when there's downtime, so when there's no games to be played where he needs to make money. It makes a lot of sense if you just don't think about consistency, okay? Sound good?
And enjoy games and do my thing. I'm too busy to care about drama right now, and I made a commitment to my audience this year. I would stay out of drama. I'm staying out of drama.
And it's just funny as well, if you look even at what he did this year, because he makes it sound as if it was like it interrupted his gaming schedule nonsense. He did the interview when there was downtime. He literally was telling, he literally told Craig, oh, we could do the interview, but let me get through all my games first, then we'll do it. He got through his games, and then he did the interview. So he did it even during downtime. Like, this is such like, the more you analyze it, the more you think about it, the less like, impact it has. and it's kind of sad in a way.
All right.
All
in
right.
the future, maybe I will watch it and react to it. Maybe it'll be something to do. Some people would like to see that on my React channel. I have zero plans on doing that. Okay. So there you go. It's that simple.
There you go.
Of
And
course,
there you go.
what will happen is I'm sure, if it's someone who I don't know about, the entire thing will likely be all about negative stuff. It will.
And there it is. Now we get to the nonsense part. What he said up to that point was fine. That's where it should have ended. Right there. It just should have ended there. But then, no. No, the little voice in DSP's head says, keep going, Phil. Keep talking. Come on. And then he says, oh, knowing him, it's going to be negative. Motherfucker. All of the documentaries about you that he has even watched are all the same. It's just covering what's on your YouTube channel. But okay.
Will not actually highlight anything positive or anything like that. It'll probably just be the usual reiteration of slander stuff, right?
Slander stuff.
That's probably what it'll be.
And then he just assumes it's negative like this immediately off the bat. And part of me wonders if he only thinks that because the trolls shared it and are talking about it. That's why. But the trolls also talked about Frederick Knudsen, and he loves Down the Rabbit Hole, even though that also had flaws in it. And this dude is like, he keeps telling us how I'm so fair now. Oh, I don't like judge things off the bat, man. And then also he's telling us, oh, it's very negative, man. It's very negative to dog on me, man. Like, okay, so what? And even if it's stuff that's over the course of like his career or whatever the fuck, like this is stuff that he already dealt with, so it's nothing new, really. But okay.
Iteration of what the haters say and what the negative shit says. That's always my assumption when it comes to one of these documentaries. So what's the point, right?
What's the point?
What's the point of of caring about it?
So then, how come we get to watch the Wings documentaries and think that's fair and not negative at all? Those are all factual. It goes back to that fucking shit that Keem was saying. Oh, everything on the internet about me is true, but everything about you is slander. And DSP, it's funny. It's so funny. If they were to keep poking it and keep like trying to get him to answer the question, it would have been funny, but it would have just gotten to the point where it would be exhausting. And that's what DSP does. It's really a test of endurance to really get him to think, because honestly, he didn't answer the question. He was like, oh, why is this slander? Well, he researches stuff. I mean, okay, but the trolls research too. And you still say it's slander. I mean, people get stuff wrong, sure, but he keeps saying this ambiguous stuff that he needs to kind of back up sometimes. And if it's true, okay, sure, he could argue, okay, maybe what I read is incorrect, but I kind of believe it may be true but he can't even know what the thing is, he can't even defend why he thinks something he watched is true. He watches a documentary on Keemstar, and he doesn't really support why. He does as, well, June vetted his information. How does he know how thorough June vetted the stuff he put in the video? He could have just said, like, I watched the video and it seemed believable because he shows the events that takes place. But when trolls bring up like WWE champions, they only bring up like Discord leaks and all this stuff that are not even my accounts. And they might say, well, you have to show evidence of that. Sure, but he could just say, well, you believe whatever you want, but I know it's not true, and that's why I don't think it's that accurate, or whatever. But it just kind of goes in a circle, because that's the other side of it as well, is both sides in that situation, to a degree, both DSP, Keem, and Craig, you could argue both sides are arguing in bad faith, and that could be true to an extent, but if we were to put that aside and just hammer in why it's okay to listen to the internet for all these other people and not about him, he wouldn't have an answer because like a whole interview, he just didn't really back up what he was saying that well, or even explain it. He just said, "Well, he made a video." Okay, like it was just not convincing. Like it's a very wild take to have, and he doesn't really explain it. And the thing that kind of hurts DSP a little bit more is he really acts very personal about Keem when Keem probably the stuff that Keem has done is nowhere near the same scope that Keem has done to others versus what he has done to DSP. All Keem has done towards DSP is pretty much just annoy him. Pretty much. Meanwhile, Keem you could argue has done far worse to other people. And DSP acts as if Keem does the absolute worst towards him or something. Like he's afraid that he's gonna end up getting the same attack that Keem has done to other people, which is probably true in the sense. Not. Oh my god, I meant what that DSP thinks is gonna happen to him. That part I think is he truly believes that. That's what I was trying to say, because he has that video, that panic video, like, do I need a restraining order against Keem? Oh my god, guys, and it's like, if you keep like attacking Keem, or if he keeps like giving Keem attention and he participates with him, like as he is, maybe, even that is a maybe, because a lot of the people that have interacted with Keem has gotten further involved, which led to a lot of nonsense to happen. But DSP kind of just, he's just kind of like walking around the cage. He's just like, there's a lion to go through the cage. Is he gonna attack me? But the lion is just kind of there, and he can't get to him. But the door is open. But DSP is not going in the cage, but he's just kind of hovering around the cage. Meanwhile, other people will just enter the cage and try to like stop the lion, and then they all die by the lion, pretty much. And then the normal people or whatever are just like, yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with that lion. I'm just gonna like not even deal with it that much or whatever. But DSP is just there hovering around, and some people just kind of enter the lion's den, and then they just do whatever. It's like some people get out of the lion's cage and they're able to survive. Some people go in and they just get fucked by the lion, and then you got DSP who is just hovering around it, afraid of the lion, even though the lion is just kind of there looking at him funny. That's it. That's all that's been going on.
So there you go.
What a wild tangent, man.
I will just say this, all right? There's one thing you always have to understand about people who do these YouTube documentaries.
And then we gotta go back to it, right?
Not once has one of these YouTube documentarians contacted me.
June did not contact Wings at all for his documentary. And that's fine. That's cool. That's fair, man. Oh, cool dude. But none of these people reach out for Phil. And isn't that funny? Isn't it funny they don't interview me, Phil Burnell? Huh? Interesting, huh? But what about these other subjects? Interesting.
Not once did they said, hey, we'd like your input because we're doing a documentary about you. We'd like to ask.
But the other thing is he like, this is the dumb like nonsense about this. He keeps calling these documentaries. They're like, sure, some documentaries are filmed like them and they don't like necessarily interview the subject matter necessarily, but at the same time, like, these are YouTube videos. Like, they're more of just an archive or a condensed like thing that people may find interesting, or that they're interested in and they want to talk about it. Like, these aren't like serious or super serious videos, I should say. Like, and you can kind of see that with the way the video kind of presents itself. But some of these are just kind of there just to like talk about it. And the thing is DSP watches similar videos like this. Like the reality shows he watches with Kat are kind of a branch of this. I mean, I don't know if I for some reason I thought they watched like true crime shit, but I don't think they did. They might have watched Making of a Murderer, but that's a little different too. But some of these shows, they don't really interview the subject matter. They may just talk about it at a cursory glance or whatever. or, whatever. But the other thing is, they may not want to reach out to these lolcows because they just want to, like, talk about what is publicly there to look at, and then they might talk about the speculation, that kind of stuff. But he keeps talking as if these are, like, factual documentaries or some shit, and it's like, they're not going to be played in movie theaters. Like, these are stupid YouTube videos.
Questions and see what your answers are, see what your take is on this or that. Not once.
And the other thing is, the stuff that these videos cover, for the most part, the majority of the time, it's just questions that he already answered. Like, that's the other thing that's funny about, especially from DSP's perspective of this. Because DSP has said, well, if you want to know the information, just watch the videos. Watch my videos! And all this stuff. So these people who make these videos go to his videos where they actually answer the questions. And that's kind of more suspicious to think about, right? Because he wants people to go to him, talk to him about these questions that he answered in the past, now. Suddenly. Even though, like, trolls have talked about it and all this stuff. But he wants them to reach out to him now to answer questions he answered in the past. It's almost like he wants to readdress these questions so he can kind of revise them a little bit and whitewash them a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's kind of ridiculous, and it's lame. And he's such a bad faith actor too, because you watch the Quartering interview and you watch the first half of the Side Scrollers interview, and you already know this dude is just an actor. You ask him that, let's say that you do reach out to him. Hey, Phil, is it true that you told this guy to die in a fire? Okay, see, I was, like, really angry that day, and, like, I was, oh no, he wouldn't snort. Oh, fuck, I fucked up already. Okay, so you see, back then, I was actually really depressed, and I was, like, really heated in a Street Fighter game, and I was, like, playing a character, okay? I knew that if I said this, it would get the goat of my chat, and my chat would be like, I can't believe Phil said that! And I'd be like, yeah, man. So I told that guy to die in a fire, man. And I did it because, like, back then, that was the humor. That was the shtick back then, and no one really cared. In fact, if you go through the chat lags and the comments, people actually laughed about it. And now, God forbid you told someone to die in a fire, right? Because of all the fucked up stuff that's going on. And it's like, dude, there's no way you do that as a character. That kind of stuff. Like, he just wants to do that again. And it's like, no, you've addressed it in the past, and that's what we're gonna go with. Enough with this, like, let me answer these old questions again. And it's the same stuff with his pre-streams. This dude wants to keep saying the same shit over and over. It's like he spends his life rehearsing for these moments. And when people are already, like, they're satisfied in the past, he's like, why can't we answer that now? Like, enough, man. Shut up.
If you're not going to talk to the person, or at least make an effort to talk to the person who you're doing the documentary on, is it really a documentary? Right?
What if
you're not even going to try to attempt to get any information from them whatsoever, right?
What if it's not what if they're not trying to be a documentary guy, and they're just trying to make a YouTube video that's about DSP's career from the perspective of the viewer, dude? Or just going through what's there. Like, he could sit there and say, oh, I wish all this stuff, but the documentarians, man, that he fucking praises so much doesn't even do this. But Tom the Turkey Man is supposed to reach out to Phil Burnell, email him, and say, hey, Phil, can you give me some correspondence on this? Like, sure, it would be cool if they did that, I guess, but they don't have to. Whatever.
Zero. Like, you know, that's pretty ridiculous, don't you think?
Where
now,
you know, where is this energy about the Wings of Redemption documentaries or the Boogie? Well, the Boogie documentary does have Boogie involved in it, actually. In fact, it does. The new one. But these other documentaries he's talking about, why don't they need to reach out to these people? Why is that factual? They don't, and like, he fucking called and dubbed June the King a documentarian. Why doesn't June the King need to reach out to Wings for his documentaries? But for Phil, these random people that's not June, or Frederick Knudsen, they need to reach out to him. Oh, of course he didn't say they need to. He's not saying that, but he brings it up and he brings it as a focal point. But when it comes to the wing stuff, no, he doesn't need. They don't need that. No.
Is it that there's so many people who want to do these documentaries, but no one reaches out to the person who's the subject, right? It's pretty crazy to think about, don't you think? You know,
there are still documentaries that don't really involve this subject.
But again,
ESP, just saying.
I guess the real question
because
is,
the other aspect to consider is that if they're doing a hard hitting piece on DSP, they may not want to reach out to him because he may try to spin what's been going on. Because a lot of these are like exposés, and some of these exposés that people do, they don't always try to get the subject matter because they know they're not going to get like an accurate answer, because no one's going to be like, yeah, we did that fucked up shit, you know, like, or they'll just say, oh, not interested. And they'll say they refuse to comment in their documentary and all this other stuff. But like these documentaries on YouTube, they don't say that, oh, the person declined to interview or whatever because they're not interested. They just want to just talk about what they want to report. These are just, it's just a oh my god, this is gonna be cringe too. Journalistic fucking shit or whatever, right? Where they're just wanting to talk about a subject matter where they don't really need to go to the source for it. They can just kind of pull other sources that cite what they're reporting on. That kind of shit.
Right? What would be covered? Probably all toxic, negative stuff. Right? Will it talk about all the positive stuff about how I used to be one of the prominent YouTubers, and until it was This Is How You Don't Play, that people actually loved me? Right? Will it actually focus on the fact that there's this insane obsession with lolcow culture, and that they have tried to destroy me at every turn for 15 years, yet I'm still here and I'm still making...
Let's say that again.
Will it actually focus on the fact that there's this...
Will a documentary on DSP focus on lolcow culture?
Insane obsession with lolcow culture, and that they have tried to destroy me at every turn for 15 years, yet I'm still here and I'm still making a living, and I still have a positive following, and I still can do what I love.
These trolls that are upset... How do you say it again?
Obsession with lolcow, be one of the prominent YouTubers, and until it was This Is How You Don't Play, that people actually loved me, right? Will it actually focus on the fact that there's this insane obsession with
obsession. Insane OBS section. This is like a new OBS application. OBS is releasing the OBS section, and with this you'll be able to do stuff with Lalo.
Culture.
Didn't even get the other stuff. This is Lal culture. You know, closed captions might improve. You know, with 140p resolution, captions may improve the content, honestly. But Lal section.
And that they have tried to destroy me at every turn for 15
But
years.
he thinks that people are obsessed with, like, lolcow culture, wants to destroy him. That people want to destroy someone's livelihood are not even that interested in DSP's career. They've been going after, like, Wings and maybe Bogey as well, but mostly Wings. That's the most I heard. And that's kind of where it's at now. I don't see a lot of people trying to go for DSP's career outside of like getting him banned off of these websites, but he kind of does it to himself, in my opinion.
Yet I'm still here and I'm still making a living, and I still have a positive following, and I still can do what I love, right? We'll talk about all the positive changes that I made in the last 5 years to change from stop being that toxic person I used to be and instead be more interactive and fun. And put out quality content. How I've rejected doing drama content. How I've rejected being involved with other drama content creators. I don't want to go down that road. I want to make quality content for my viewer base, as big or small as it is. Will it address any of that? Or will it be, oh, look, it's exactly the same.
Man, which one do you think DSP believes that Turkey Tam's video is about? The one where will it be about my positives and all this stuff? Or, oh, look over there, it's a toxic toilet juice!
same fucking toxic shit that every other detractor has talked about for the last 10 years. Everyone in a row, right? Every topic.
Look how fair he's being, man. He learned. He's a big boy now. He learned to not judge stuff off the bat, but he's only not doing that now, man. He's just saying that, is it this or is it that?
One already knows about. Let's just reiterate and regurgitate, right?
Yeah, like that Frederick Knudsen guy. He's a toxic man, right, Phil? Same with June the King, right? Those are toxic. They did not. Well, June not yet.
I hate to say it, but yeah, if people are saying it's like a toxic name for the documentary, then you know that's what it is. So of course, why would I waste time?
A toxic name. It's so pathetic. I feel like someone poisoned the well on this one. I think someone told him it's a toxic name, and DSP committed to it. Yeah, this is toxic.
If anyone ever wanted to give me a fair shake, right? That'd be nice, but that.
Why should anyone give this fucker a fair shake? Did he give anyone else a fair shake? No, idiot.
That's not what these people are out to do.
Like, does it already sound like he's giving Turkey Tom a fair shake? Like, he already seems stacked to be against it. Already, off the bat. Like, you already know, once he does this stupid fucking react on it, he's gonna be so fucking petty. You already know. And the bit I've seen, the stuff I've seen of it, I already know. I can already hear the rebuttals. Already. I didn't think this much. Oh, this guy said this. That's not true. That's not true. Like, I could already hear it already. Like, we haven't even gotten to the chance to hype up the event, and I already know it's just gonna be him being super petty and defensive about it, because there is stuff that is wrong in it, but it's not gonna be like, oh, that's not correct, man. Like compared to Frederick Knudsen, dude. He gets stuff wrong. That's not right. Actually, it was this. Okay, this is what really happened. Okay, so like, you know, I get it. You know, you're not gonna get the full scope of it. So you know, it is what it is, man. But Turkey Tom is gonna get stuff that's incorrect, and DSP is gonna like be so pissed off to the point where it's gonna come full circle. Where like I have said already in this video, that's like it's a whatever video. Like, it's not bad, but it's not a great video either. Like, it's solid for what it is, but it could have been a little bit better. And it's gonna come around to being just, it's a great video because we're gonna get salt out of it. That's all it's gonna end up being for me. It's like, you know, I wish this video was a little bit better, but at least we were gonna get the salt, because you already know it's gonna happen. You already know, because he has this attitude about it already, because he thinks it being called a failure, 10 years of failure, it's a super negative meme or whatever. Meanwhile, he watched a documentary called The Rise and Fall, which is a negative meme, man, because they're saying that at one point they were a success and then they failed. And then for the Wings one, it had the subtitle, it gets worse. That's not negative? That's not toxic? Okay.
They're out to spin it in a way that makes you look bad, so people get the clickbait view, the drama view, right? Because that's
and
what
honestly,
sells.
you know, to a point, that marketing worked on Phil, because it gets worse is negative and toxic in the sense that it makes Wings look like a fucking helpless little baby, and he's being bullied or whatever the fuck. Like, it's there to like make you feel bad for Wings, when like Wings is an adult at this point. He's not a little baby man. Like, if Wings was 12 years old and the shit that's going on with Wings happened to a 12-year-old, yeah, that would be fucked up and all this other stuff. But Wings is a full-grown adult doing shit and whatever. And DSP sees that and is like, oh, poor Wings, this guy is making fun of him. It's like, yeah, but like, you know, whatever.
That's exactly what sells on YouTube, is the drama, right?
Drama sells on YouTube, but we're not gonna do drama yet. We're gonna do drama when there's downtime. But I promise I'll take you guys out of the drama. Isn't it funny that the way that he takes you out of the drama is just getting busy by the hardcore gaming season? It's almost by design, right? It's really like me promising you guys I won't run for president. I'm not gonna run for president, guys. I promise. I promise you, I will never run for president. And then I just never run because I have no interest. It's very easy to say I'm never gonna run when I'm not interested in running. Or it's like I'm gonna boycott this drink I don't like. Aren't I cool? Like, I mean, that's why I did not brag about boycotting Hogwarts Legacy because I have no desire. I already despise Harry Potter with a burning passion, so I already hate that series, hate Harry Potter and all that fucking shit. So I didn't need to brag about it because I knew I was never gonna buy it anyway.
So yeah, I'm not gonna waste time on it. Like I said, I got too much shit to do. We're in the midst of so many awesome playthroughs, fun stuff, positive stuff to do. I'm not wasting time on toxic shit. Don't have time for it. And like I said, I've already made the mistake earlier this year of trusting the wrong people. Right?
But this is not comparable. You're just watching a video versus talking to another person. Like, this is a completely different situation. And you know, this fucking guy literally is like, I promise guys, I'm not gonna like get involved in drama. Guys, this guy did not reach out to talk to me. So if you're not gonna be involved with drama, then why are you upset that this guy did not reach out to you to make this video? Okay.
Absolutely did trust the wrong people, and
again, this is massively funny. When he told us it was a fair interview and all this stuff, like it's such a it's so lame. It's so lame because on one hand, it was almost like he purposely doubled down on saying it was fair and all this stuff because he was waiting for them to make bank off the drama, and then he could use it as a victim segment. Like, that's all it was. And the more time passes, the more I believe it. Where he just purposely took it, and he gave the PR stuff, and then once it got to the stuff that he had a harder time, like, he both knew that that this could be a free victim segment, that a potential victim segment, and a brag segment. And I kind of wonder, because already people didn't believe that he was DDoSed when he left the call. And I wonder if he did that to kind of reset his mind. You know, like, he didn't think it was going to be this. And then when he started noticing, it was a little negative because it just happened. It happened at the moment where Adam made the kind of honestly, it was kind of a lame joke about making a shirt about his incident, and he had that very honestly. It sounded like a forced laugh to be honest, but whatever. He does that joke, and DSP already disconnects. And that to me kind of like, if you're being a little conspiracy theorist here, you know, get your little fucking tinfoil hats, guys. He could have just disconnected, and then you're like, okay, this is where it's gonna go. Okay, all right, calm down, Phil. I'm gonna go back into the call, and I'm just gonna do whatever. But at least I know there's a chance this could become negative, and I could become a victim and get money from my whales. And then he came back, and the interview went the way it did. Because it's also funny, I don't remember. I think he said no to Keemstar before the disconnect. And then suddenly, after the disconnect, he just kind of fell back and said, yeah, let him in. And I said it back when this interview was fresh, and I said, and I still stand by it, that it was... I never really felt like the Keemstar was necessarily fair because it was very, very weird that he kind of pushed to get him into the call. And if I was DSP in that situation, I would have just insisted to not bring him in. People might say that, you know, oh, you're a bitch for not letting him in. Fuck it. They're gonna say that anyway. They were gonna think you were a bitch regardless. So fuck it. Just don't give him an easy way to rattle you. So I would just be like, nah, no Keem. And they keep bringing it up, and if they keep circling back to bring Keem back on, I just would have kept saying no, because it would come to a point where it just becomes silly or whatever. That's personally what I would have done if I was in that situation where I didn't want to talk to someone and someone kept insisting to bring him on. I would just be like, nah, because if I said no before and you bring him up again, it's like I already answered the question. Why are you asking again? Like, whatever. So that's another thing that kind of makes it more suspicious, that the interview became a little experiment for him, as you will, man, where he just kind of wanted it to go in he wanted it, saw where it went, and then was like, I could become a victim. And that's where the Friday stream was, where he was doing a little crybaby cope segment where he was like crying about the interview. And now we come here and it's ridiculous, man.
Essentially made that mistake.
And now it's like, I trusted the wrong people. Bitch, you said it was fair. And after the little cope stream, you said, oh, the interview was fair, but not the following stream. And now the whole thing is not fair and awful. But also remember, DSP said life isn't fair.
And I'm not going to bring down my viewers to more drama. So I'm not going to talk about it. But again, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it. I can't say it's bad. But I also can't say it's good because I'm not going to watch it right now. Okay? So you stop asking. You don't need to bring it up in the chat. You don't need to ask me. I don't care. I have nothing to do with it. I'm going to be playing games like I want to do on the internet, which is the whole point of what I do on the internet. You got it? Okay.
Yeah, because you have no time.
I got the drip, go.
Okay, this does not have...
Go. I got the drip, go.
This does not have the Mario segment. Well, let's see if I can find the Mario segment. Or did I already... Oh my god, I'm confused. No. I think this is it. It's gotta be it.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Kogan. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip, go.
All right. I'm going to officially say this. All right?
All right.
Because people keep bringing it up and I keep timing them out and they're not listening. Apparently a new documentary was just made about me.
Oh, I did watch this. Oh, he did Snort not clip it? Oh no. No. Snort, no. Maybe Hate Army has it. If Snort doesn't have it, if Snort don't got me, maybe Hate got me. Ramp up the begging the hardcore. What? Oh my god, this is a nightmare. What is this?
The Hate Army troll.
It's the Hate Army,
bro.
Hate Army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate Army.
Hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
Hate
out to
Army.
Hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Shout out for fucking hate. No, this isn't it either. Ah, no. Damn it. Well, whatever. We don't need the Mario segment anyway.
Before we get to anything,
We have a stacked schedule
All right.
anyway. All right.
let's address the elephant in the room very, very briefly. All right? I've already told you guys this. I'm going to say it again. I'm not involving
By
myself.
the way, this is like low-key kind of reaction to Keem's tweet saying, DSP is not gonna like the lolcow live podcast thing because they got a woman involved that is gonna talk about DSP, which I'm gonna say it's bait. I won't believe it until I see it. Until I see the fucking video on YouTube, it's uploaded on the official account, and I can see it, I won't believe it.
In any drama whatsoever. At all. All right? It's sad that I have to keep reiterating this. Because every day, I get people who keep bringing up drama.
But the thing is, if he doesn't want to be involved in drama, he could just not talk about it. He says how he doesn't talk about drama and all this stuff, but he keeps talking about it, but he blames the viewers for talking about it. If no drama is a chat rule, then shouldn't those people be banned? Okay.
Whether it's in my stream chat, whether it's they're sending me emails or video comments or tweeting me and saying drama, drama, hey Phil, drama, 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 drama. Okay?
But remember, he told us that he just deletes drama and he doesn't read it, he doesn't look at it, or whatever. But now we're gonna react to drama because he got emails for drama. Okay.
It just seems like more and more people, all right, want to pull me into their drama for various reasons. And in reality, I am...
Can we please fucking stop with this, like, alright. Or, okay, guys, welcome to the stream. Okay, the stream is, like, really fun, and, we're gonna talk about drama. Like, enough. God damn it.
someone who, for the majority of the time that I made content
and he needs to get a better fucking stand. Because, like, dude, I think he has a clamp to, like, a fucking fold table or whatever. So it's gonna always shake. All the time. I have a fucking so back when I was a fucking kid, okay, I went to camp and I made a chair. That's right, I made a fucking chair, a wooden chair, and that's what my mic is sitting on. Do you hear a lot of fucking bangs and all this shit against the fucking mic? I mean, maybe you do, maybe you do, but it's nowhere near this fucking level. Where, like, dude, I just remember when I was fucking stoned, listening to this guy, and I just heard, I was like, whoa, man, someone here? Oh, fuck. And all this stuff, like, dude, you get fucking paranoid with this guy. If you're
15
stoned.
years, I've tried to stay out of other people's drama. I don't go on giant slam-based content shows. I don't do giant react specials making fun of people.
Yes, you do!
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do! Yes, you do! Yes! You do, dumbass! Stupid! This dude literally has these drama reacts about fucking all this stuff, about Keemstar, about fucking Wings. He's probably gonna do one Boogie eventually. He even did one for Side Scrollers, a special 2-hour podcast about it. And he does that, and he also does that on fucking on his little podcast towards his own fucking viewers, by the way. Isn't it funny? He says, I don't slam people, and this, that, but he slams his fucking viewers. And you can argue factually that it's far worse to see someone do that to their own viewers than to another content creator. It's negative regardless, but what do you think is going to get clipped and be, like, proven as a negative behavior? Someone going against another YouTuber, or a dude going against random people that are there to watch your fucking videos?
Even the react stuff that I've done has been way more level-headed than most people. I'm not just sitting there laughing at someone's misfortunes. I'm trying to analyze what's going on and compare it to my own situation and maybe give some insight.
That's not wholly true. The Pro Jared stream, he begrudgingly apologized, I feel. I think he did apologize, but it was a very, like, not sincere apology. He's like, oh yeah, yes, sorry, okay, Bro Jared. I think I could be wrong. Maybe it's the Mandela effect going on with me, but that also was just kind of like, nah. And then he reacted to LTG, and he was just criticizing him for every little thing, asking him why is he making more money, or why is he making more money, and this doesn't make sense, and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, it's not making fun of, but he's just kind of questioning stuff that it's just kind of, you know, he's questioning other YouTubers and all this stuff the same way trolls do to him, and he hates it. So is that negative? If trolls doing the same kind of shit towards DSP is being negative, then him doing it to LTG is also being negative by that logic. Interesting.
Advice. It's a little different than what a lot of other people do, right? Now, recently, there's been drama that people are trying to pull me into.
And he says that, and it's just disingenuous. It's so disingenuous because he would bring up the Wings documentary he did, and he literally went in just not really being fair to the other people in the documentary except for Wings. And he says that, oh, see, I'm being really cool, but if you want to be like a super cool guy, he could at least give the benefit of the doubt to the other people. He assumes the painkillers were all bad intention. Just assumes that they're doing this with bad intention. How does he know that the training camp shit that they wanted to do was there to make fun of Wings at his expense? They both talked about it. It wasn't like, when you listen to the events, it wasn't like that they coerced him into doing it. It wasn't like they tricked him, like, oh, Wings, we're gonna go and have a vacation. It's gonna be really fun. And then they go to the vacation. All right, Wings, since we paid your way, you're gonna do all this exercise and do all this stuff for us. Like, that's not what they did. And all this stuff, but instead he just assumed that they were there to make fun of him. And he's saying that he goes into these drama events fairly. If he wants to go in fairly, he could just say, he could have just given the painkillers the benefit of the doubt with it and say, well, they were trying to help him and Wings like backed out. Maybe he was being nervous. That way, he could have just said, like, yeah, they tried to help him and Wings backed up because maybe he was just nervous, man. Maybe he just didn't want to do it. And I understand why they're upset. No, couldn't do that. No. Obviously, the painkillers were there with bad intentions and all this other stuff. Look, they had a guy in a clown mask, man. Yeah, they were filming a video. And it wasn't like that filming part was a secret aspect to the whole thing. Like, there's really no evidence to prove one way or the other that it was bad intention. There's other stuff you could argue, sure, maybe in Wings' life is bad intention, but you can't really prove it with the training camp shit. But yeah, he's not like the other people, guys.
All right, you guys don't even know.
He was being very fucking fake.
I don't tell you guys because you don't need to know. But there is people out there who are constantly trying to pull me into drama on purpose because they feel that they can benefit from it, right? If Phil leaves a soundbite on his show, or if he brings something up, or just what was it yesterday? Someone had talked about this, a new documentary about me, and I'm like, well, I haven't seen it.
Isn't it funny? Yesterday he said that people brought it to my attention just to see just because they're curious about my thoughts about it. And now they did it because they tried to beat me to drama. Okay.
No desire to see it, and then someone says,
no
well,
desire.
The title is very negative.
No desire to see it, but he said in the video we saw in the pre-stream, he said he'd watch it maybe in downtime for a drama event. But now he has no intention. What the fuck are you talking about? And then one dude said it has a negative title and that tainted the whole thing.
And I'm like, well, then obviously I'm not interested. It's the difference between someone trying to do like a neutral documentary or someone trying to get clickbait, right?
But how does he know? How does he know? Someone could say anything is negative. People can argue June the King's titles is a negative title. It's called The Rise and Fall. And that implies that the subject matter it's not pertinent anymore, and that they're fucking off the map or whatever the fuck. Okay.
So, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't really care, right? I just don't. And actually, last night I was playing Mario, okay? And someone said to me, that they had seen the documentary, and they actually felt like, although there was a lot of making fun of me and stuff in it, that it was more level-headed and it was kind of fair. And I'm like, that's nice that that's the case, that it's not someone just slamming me for 2 hours. At the same time,
okay,
why is the title
oh my god
clickbait? Are
we really being this petty about titles? And he's criticizing clickbait. Okay. DSP does not do clickbait, guys. DSP reacts. Let's go to his fucking channel, right? Well, this may not be a good example now that I think about it. Whatever. Let's see. Wings is on the way up. When marriage leads to more drama, the continued more wife drama and an inescapable past. Can he be trusted? The old friend. Aaron saga ends. Epilogue. Boxing match? Oh yeah, I forgot you talking about the boxing match. I forgot about that. Oh, that's Oof. Let's see. Let's go to this gaming. Game Awards discussion, then is web slinging time. Oh, okay. Wow. Wow. Oh, this might be a pain in the ass now that I think about it. Oh my god, I hate this dude's fucking setup. I hate it. It's so... Fuck it. But, okay, actually, you know, we can just do this. Let's look at the DSP React series playlist. A walk down YouTube memory... Oh, wait. Okay. Haters and the look-listen moment. The look-listen! The look-listen moment. That's not clickbait? Bad choices and questionable friends? Weight loss saga final thoughts? I had a question mark there. And then he did like, this is the only free react he did, by the way. But look at these fucking thumbnails. And these thumbnails are all like the same fucking face. Oh, this is like different. I hate these thumbnails. I hate them. He does that. Summer Game Fest. Oh, he did that. Okay, whatever. But he does his own like form of clickbait. Okay, well actually let's see what random soundbite we're gonna hear once we click this. What are we gonna hear? What's gonna be the sound clip we're gonna hear?
And if Liza P was in there, it would win. Out of these games here, I would go Armored Core 6. But there you go.
There you go. Nice burp.
Best
bitch.
action adventure game.
Why did that get?
I would go Armored Core 6.
Why was it best action adventure game?
There you go.
Is there a
best action adventure game? Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. Oh shit.
Shit.
That's a tough one for me. They're all
okay. I thought we were gonna get drama. Well, he's talking about Game Awards, so at least he's talking about gamer shit. So that's something. But he does his own form of clickbait. But saying 10 years of a failure, it's, you know, if you also think about it this way, he shouldn't be upset. He shouldn't be upset with the title, because the title is talking about his past. And DSP told us in the past that he was burnt out, man. Oh, I wasn't happy during this time of my life, man. I wasn't married, and I wasn't this, and my videos sucked, and all this stuff. And he only considered himself a success once he became an interactive live streamer. So in a way, he actually shouldn't be upset about the title, if you think about it.
Right? Because it's drama. Because that's what sells on YouTube. You need the clickbait drama to bring people to watch crap. I'm sorry. It's just the case. It's the reason why you have entire channels on YouTube based on negative documentaries, and you have absolutely no YouTube channels based on 100% positive content. Did you notice that?
How does he know? How does he know? There's no channels on positive content. NoClip is a channel that talks about gamer shit. That's a positive channel. There's probably a YouTube channel that shows wildlife. Probably you could probably find it. I mean, there's all these kind of YouTube channels. Okay.
Did you ever notice that there's no flip side of that? That there's tons of drama, tons of negative stuff. There's no all positive stuff, because humans love drama, right? And it's sad, but that's just the case. So make it sound dramatic. Use clickbait. Say all negative things. Emphasize the negative. You know.
He emphasizes the negative. Look at the titles I even read. He put negative stuff in the titles. The wife saga. Oh, the wife end saga, or whatever the fuck. All that stuff. That's not negative. That's not benefiting and making people want to click to see what that saga is all about. Okay, and he brings up the boxing match. That's not him trying to get clicks off of a boxing match? Okay.
That's what people do on YouTube, correct? And I've been around for 15 years, I get it. But that doesn't mean that I have to involve myself in it. Okay, especially when, as I've told you guys, and the people out there who want to pull me into their drama spheres, okay, will not believe the statement I'm about to say. Okay, and that's fine, because they don't have to, because I'm not saying it for them. I'm saying it for me.
Okay.
I'm happier right now, at this moment in my life.
Yeah, you know what? You wanna know why people don't believe this, DSP? You wanna know why, motherfucker? You said you're happy now, right now? Like in 2015, 2016, 2017 might be the only fucking year ever in DSP history that he actually was being honest, saying that it was a bad year. But you wanna know why he said it was a bad year in 2017? Because Leanna dumped him that year, and he lost Machinima that year, and all this stuff. But at the same time, he met Kat that same year. But again, that was the only year. That was the only year he told us that he wasn't happy. Every fucking year before that and after that, he told us he was happy. That's why no one believes him when he says dumb shit like this.
Than I have ever been before. Okay? And I mean that. Alright? Just because I used to be much bigger on YouTube. Because I used to be synonymous with YouTube gaming and one of the biggest gamers on YouTube, and you would search for a new video game playthrough and DSP or DSP gaming would pop up. Just because that doesn't happen anymore doesn't mean I'm unhappy. Because I wasn't happy being popular. That wasn't what I actually wanted.
Oh, I remember there was a quote he said. He said something hurts him. And I can't remember what it was. Like, I can't fucking remember. Shit. I want to say it was either like no views or no participation in chat hurts him or some shit.
You understand? When I was making YouTube videos back in the day, all right, the reason I was doing it is because I had passion and I wanted to share that passion with an audience, but I didn't take it seriously. You know, I made YouTube videos for 2.5 to 3 years before I ever monetized them. Why? Because it was a fun hobby.
No. The reason why he couldn't monetize them, literally factually, because he couldn't make money on gameplay videos. He told us this himself. And the other thing was he made money on vlogging. That's a part of the gaming. So, this dude is such a load of shit. Like, it's so frustrating. And he says, oh, I did this as a hobby. He literally told people in 2009 to click on the ads because, I lost my job and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but maybe I can make this my career. He fucking said that. Okay.
Hobby for me. I had passion for video games. I wanted people to see that. I liked seeing people enjoy me enjoying games and sharing their own experiences and sharing their own passion for them as well. I liked that positive community that YouTube had when I started. Now, what I saw over the years is that community went away. That positivity on YouTube turned into a toxic community of people who are just there to tear you down. People who are there to laugh at you rather than laugh with you.
It went negative because he started reacting people negatively over this is how you don't play, and then people realize this dude's a massive clown and he gets mad very easily. Like, to very ridiculous points with no self-awareness. So let's keep poking him. Like, that's all it is. Like, you know, people who complain about other people blocking them on Twitter or whatever, at the very least, they just block and they move on. And they might say, oh, this guy's a bitch for blocking me, man. But they move on. But the dude who blocked him will also move on. Not all the time do people go on massive rants about the people who they block sometimes. Like, it's just ridiculous. But this dude has such a specific way of reacting, and people get poking at him. And I would argue it's even worse, because he gives people more incentive to do it now. Because look how he talks about anything.
YouTube changed over the last 15 years. Those first 3 to 5 years were very positive, and the last 10 have just been a downhill climb, or I should say a downhill slope of a lot of toxic people flooding to the site. Now, during that time period, all right, I lost pretty much all of my popularity. But was it because I failed? Was it because I
This is stupid, because failure is subjective to anyone. He may not view himself as a failure. Fine, good for him. I'm glad he feels so good about himself, right? But someone else could see that and say, well, he's a failure because of the X, Y, and Z. Like, it's a subjective opinion. But God forbid you have a subjective opinion that is negative. But he could have one about anyone else. Oh, LTG's a bitch because he did not fight me in Street Fighter. DSP, that's still negative. No, I'm saying an observation. I challenged him and he turned me down, man. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Because he's getting this butthurt over a YouTube video called 10 Years of Failure. It's a subjective statement. Turkey Tom can feel he's a failure because of any reason he might have cited in the fucking video. And you can also look at the video and look at a graph. Sometimes this graph comes to me, like I think in a Discord chat I'm in. So sometimes occasionally I see this graph posted where you see the interest of DSP's career where it's like, you know, it's like a fucking like wave. And then it's like, okay, this is where it's boring. Oh, now he's addressing this drama. Then just down, up, down, up, down. But it's like still failure in other ways. Like, and he's getting upset because Turkey Tom dared to say he's a failure.
He screwed up? Or was it because I stayed true to myself and by design I kept making the kind of content that I liked?
No. Hold up.
Guess what? Wrong.
DSP, you literally had to change your style multiple times. He went from 5-minute videos to 10-minute videos to 30-minute videos to an hour-long video to a stream. Then he became a live streamer or whatever, a live interactive streamer, which is different. Then he did a podcast. Like, the stuff he even says is a massive change for his content. Changed his content. He went from pointing a camera to the TV to direct capture. All this stuff changed your content. You had to change, stupid. And he's like, oh, this is because of this, or this, blah, 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 blah.
That I fell out of prominence with what YouTube, because I stayed true to myself, and by design, I kept making the kind of content that I liked.
And what design was that, though? Because before he said he loved the content where he was pointing the camera to the TV, he said he loved it. It was like you were sitting next to him on the couch, by the way. Said that. And then he went on, well, actually, you guys like the direct capture because it's HD and it's great, and you get, like, the game. Then he started interacting. We had face cam. We had this. We love the death counter. Now we don't love the death counter. Now we have the leaderboards. But before, we didn't have the leaderboards because we didn't care. But he did content he loved. But he also hated React content. But now he does React content. But he loves it. But he also hates that kind of content. But he loves it. This dude it's bipolar nonsense with him. Like, nothing makes sense. Like, if you just listen to it and you remember the timeline of what he did from where he started to now, you'll go insane. Factually insane. And then he says this is pure gaslighting. And it's insane that it works on, like, his little dumbass chat. Like, this is why, like, his chat is a bunch of dents. Because he says factual wrong things on his own. Like, my God. You could make a factually incorrect video and you would think, okay, DSP can, like, clear it up. You can't even trust the source. You can't even trust the source. This dude is insane. He's insane. I don't know what happened. Like, because before, in 2015, 2016 or whatever, when he lied, it was like, lies that at least made sense. Oh, I did get the Patreon money or whatever because the Patreon amount is wrong because of this and that. Okay, whatever. But now we just get clown world lies. That is like, you would have to drink paint and bleach and eat pavement to fucking believe him. Like, god damn it, man.
And because of that, I fell out of prominence with what YouTube wanted. That's what happened. In the last 10 years, all right, I went from the guy who was top of the rung when it came to gaming to who's Dark Side Phil? Oh, he's that guy who sucks at games. Let's all make fun of him. And then an obsessed community of people who just want to completely try to ruin my life to get lols out of it. Hence the lolcow community. As much as they like to call me a lolcow.
No. People don't call you a lolcow because they want to do it for the lols. I mean, whatever. Maybe, but it's just that you react in such dumb ways that is just so funny. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that a YouTube title called 10 Years of Failure, a thing that you pretty much described your past, by the way, it hurts their feelings or whatever. Like, you're having this little rant and meltdown section over a fucking YouTube title. A YouTube title! Like, he didn't even watch the video and he's already fucking melting about it.
They're the community of messed up people that are far more messed up than anything that I've ever said or done in my career. Okay? Just the fact of the things that they do. And they think that that's justifiable, right? So, here's the thing.
Not everyone... And again, he loves telling us that we're all like sheep and drones and we all have the same thoughts. Not everyone who hates Phil get this, right? They don't all think half the stuff that happens to them is justified. Like, it's really ridiculous that he just says this. I mean, I know what he means, but it's like, it's something you don't really need to say. But again, we don't need this rant either.
Am I much less popular today than I was 10 years ago? Absolutely. No, I don't even get, not even close to 1 million views a month anymore. Across all my channels, I don't even get 1 million views. I'm at like 600.
You don't deserve 1 million views for a channel you don't upload to at all anymore, and another one you upload like trash, and another one's like super trash.
100,000 views, something like that. If I mean, I don't look at it that often, but it doesn't really matter to me either. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's not a measure of popularity. It's a measure of enjoyment, and if what I'm doing has meaning for my audience, and being okay with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? For example, the content that I put out 10, 15 years ago, I would not like today. You know? The stuff I used to do, the kind of commentary I used to do, all that stuff, I hate it.
Oh my
now,
god.
I look at it and I would not like today. You know?
I think Passville would probably like drink a lot of bleach if he saw what he became. Honestly. Like, really.
You know, the stuff I used to do, the kind of commentary I used to do, all that stuff, I hated it. Now, I look at it and I cringe. But I would not like today. You know, the stuff I used to do, the kind of commentary I used to do, all that stuff, I hated it. Now, I look at it and I cringe. But that's what was popular 10, 15 years ago.
No,
People
it
wanted that
wasn't!
immature.
People were already dogging on him back then. You watch this how you don't play MGS3, and a lot of the comments then were like, oh my god, can't the guy shut about Eva's boobs? Can we just move on? Because this dude was obnoxious. It had nothing to do. Like, had nothing to do with that. A lot of stuff about like the last Nazi in space is a fucking, you know, people can find offense to that. Fine, that's like an offensive joke. All those other kinds of jokes. The sexual humor people were just annoyed with because this dude is obnoxious. Oh, fucking
over the top,
shut
sexualized, generalized racist stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Then why were you upset when you got banned from Blip then? If it was so accepted, why did Blip ban you for it then? And then you're like, well, no one got offended by this. But he somehow knew magically that the reports were all fake. Because obviously everyone would find a space Nazi funny, right? And you're the Nazi. That would be really funny, right? People will always root for the Nazi, right? Like, dude, this dude needs to, like, think a little bit.
Say that you would consider it racist, but just even making a joke about race. Back then it was accepted. Today it's not.
No. Oh my god, dude. It wasn't even being racist. I was making race jokes, man. Like, that's your defense? That's the defense you want to have. And then he goes on to say, like, oh, people didn't find it a problem back then. But you could even argue no one really had, like, a lot of a voice for that, so like, you know, whatever. There were people reporting videos for that, sure, but it wasn't. But no one had a big voice. Now people are more vocal about it because more and more people use social media. The more people use the internet and more people use social media, these things will come more forward, and people will be more vocal about it. Like, that's just how it is. Back then, not a lot of people used the internet. We were still like doing stuff in real life and all this stuff, but now more and more people started to use the internet and stuff changes. But this is stuff that's not like, oh, I can't believe people didn't find racism funny, man. Like, come on.
Right? So, when you take a look at everything in perspective, all right? Today, I'm much smaller. I make way less money. This is all true. And the majority of people who know me on the internet know me for negative memes that people have made fun of me with over the last 5 to 10 years. All of those statements are true. So if you wanted to say Darkside Phil is in a state of decline, you're correct. That is a factual...
But you already declined. You're already declined, dumbass. So the video title is just covering the years that you were failing. And all that stuff was because of you. And it wasn't like, oh, well, people just found it funny then, but now it's not. Like, that makes no fucking sense. How were people already annoyed with you back then about it, and people were leaving as time went on? If it was just today, you would have been bigger yesterday. I don't know how to describe it, but it's insane to say this and then be like, oh, it should be a decline. No, you already declined. You're already in a state where you can't, this dude cannot do anything. His content has not really evolved at all. He has not done anything that's not being a failure. And you can look at the stuff he did back then and make the same conclusion that he's a failure because he didn't grow his channel. He didn't reach out for other opportunities. What opportunities did DSP reach out for throughout the years? Let's see. He was with Machinima because Hutch gave him an in, and he needed that to make money. So, you know, it wasn't like he decided to do that to expand his channel. No, he just wanted to do that. The only time I could think of he wanted to truly expand was when he did the 3-pronged plan of more vlogs, longer videos, and KO gaming. And that was it. That was the only time he truly tried to expand. And then after that, he couldn't make money on KO gaming, so he said, fuck that. And he never tried again, never wanted to like do it again, so he clearly did it for money. He didn't do it for any real passion. He really has no idea what he's doing with his videos. All of his suggestions are just fan suggestions where he doesn't even know what he wants to do. People can give him any suggestion and he'll just shoot it down. He doesn't want to try to save it for a PC. He doesn't want to try to get a sponsorship to get a PC. He doesn't want to do anything because of the trolls. What opportunities does he reach out for? What has he done that has been a success? What playthrough was a success for him? Every playthrough he has literally been playing this month, he has complained about support falling off. Every single game, every single stream, support has fallen off. It's the sickness, whatever. But even before the sickness, he was already complaining about fucking support. Okay.
Statement. But if you want to say Darkside Phil is a failure, there's no factual justification to make that statement. I am happy.
How does he know he's not a failure back then? He literally just told us the commentary back then sucked. Oh, because it was funny back then. But not everyone thought it was funny. And that's why people were making fun of him too. That's still being a failure. Whatever. Okay.
I'm healthier now than I ever was, outside of maybe having a more receding hairline here, as you can see, because I'm getting older, and there's nothing I can really do about that. Outside of that,
like this dude had pre-streams where he had text on the screen saying the stream will start soon, and he would just talk into the mic for like 30 minutes about nothing, and then he wouldn't try to do any other kind of gameplay stream. He wouldn't want to try to play a game on hard unless it's the game he already played. He doesn't want to do anything different. He doesn't want to do anything that would be beneficial. Instead, he makes it the audience's problem, and that's where we're at.
I weigh less, right? I have less health hairline here, as you can see, because I'm getting older, and there's.
Okay. Wait.
I am happy. I'm healthier now than I ever was, outside of maybe having a more receding hairline.
So you can't say he's a failure because he's healthy? I mean, that's like a stupid statement. Like, I'm healthy now. Am I a success? Like, if that's the bar we're clearing, then homeless people are successful too if they manage to live as long as they do, man. And they could be happy. Someone could be happy. People could be happy. Okay. But if DSP's depressed, you know, whatever.
Here, as you can see, because I'm getting older and there's nothing I can really do about that. Outside of that, I weigh less, right? I have less health problems, right? I told you guys,
he has less health problems, but he told us he had mystery health problems, and he had to start a new hand regimen, supposedly. Remember that? Remember when he used to start stream, hey guys, I put on my hand cream? And all this stuff, probably because you have fucking dry skin. I mean, I have it on my finger too, man. I put some ointments on my finger sometimes because it gets really dry. But that's the only health problem I have.
To be depressed, I used to drink all the time and treat my body like a terrible way. I don't do that anymore, right? I eat way better.
Yeah, he did this. Get this, right? He did that during the 10 years of him being a YouTuber. Or whatever. And that's when Turkey Tom covered his video, so... Okay, cool.
I'm happily married.
And you know what? It's low-key kind of bullshit that he says that he's not a failure because he's happy. So are depressed people just failures? I mean, that's really depressing and really fucked up to say, right? Correct?
Home life, which I wish I could spend more time with my wife and my cat.
He spends every night with them. He eats dinner with them. After the night stream and he records the daily rep, he watches TV with them. You have enough time, dumbass. Stupid.
Yes.
Wait.
This guy constantly whining. Wah, wah. Shut the fuck up. You know? And on top of all of that, all right, I am happier today with the content that I put out than I ever was before. When I sit down with you guys every day and we have this fun podcast and we have a react show and we have gameplay streams of various different kinds. One could be an action-based gameplay stream of multiplayer. One could be a chill stream where we interact and we talk a ton and we're playing a different style of game. No matter what content I'm putting out.
His schedule is monotonous though. It's just the same games every day. Just alternating. Wow, what variety.
I'm happy doing it. I'm actually having a great time. And people tell me there's a meaning behind that.
What's the meaning? What's the meaning? Will he tell us? Will he tell us the meaning?
Despite the fact that I'm not Mr. Popular on YouTube anymore, and I never will be again, because the kind of content that I put out is not in line with what YouTube wants. YouTube wants the drama, the clickbait, the viral stuff. Play the hot new game, jump in with other streamers, and do silly, nonsensical, immature content.
Okay, let's rewind
the drama. The fact that I'm not Mr. Popular on YouTube anymore, and I never will be again, because the kind of content that I put out is not in line with what YouTube wants. YouTube wants the drama, the clickbait, the viral stuff.
He clickbaits his videos, though.
Play the hot new game. Jump.
He plays the hot new game! What are you talking about? He's playing fucking, he played Mario, oh my god. Mario Wonder, day one. He played fucking, what was the other game? Spider-Man 2, day one. Alan Wake 2, day one. He beat games, hyping up the new games. You don't play the new games? Sir, what are you playing today? Oh, Like a Dragon Guy that came out Friday. Oh, we're gonna play this Friday? Mario RPG. We're gonna play next week? This game. Oh, you played, Mario Over 3, day one. He doesn't play the, new games like the other people do.
And with other streamers and do silly, nonsensical, immature content.
But how how stupid this is? He's saying that, oh, they do this with other streamers. That's immature. Why? Why is it immature to play with other people? That doesn't make any sense. So if I play the game with like another streamer, am I immature for doing that? How? Why is that immature? Oh, I played a game with someone. Oh, I'm so immature, man. he plays online multiplayer games. Is that being immature too? Like, what is he talking about? But he deems it immature because he's not doing it, and he assumes that if people are a little more energetic when they play, that's immature. But this guy, you know what? Let's do this. This one will be a very easy thing to prove. Okay, let's go to his videos and let's go to part 1. Right? Actually, go to the playlist because it could be easier to get to part 1. Right? Correct. Let's go to Mario. And we're gonna skip a little bit ahead. We don't need to like.
Wow, it has been a while, everyone. Well, too bad. You ain't making it on Flower Kingdom Idol now. You're dead. Holy moly.
Holy moly. Oh my god, this was more of a dud than I thought.
This pipe. Obviously, there's a reason why this pipe exists. I wasn't expecting the pipe to be alive. Okay, at least I got that one. So
okay, you know what? I think it's because it was a night stream, and night streams he's like sleepy mode. He plays like a stoner at night. It's kind of weird. You know what? Spider-Man 2 definitely. You know, the cape shit stuff always works for Phil. If it can open the playlist. Someday it will open the playlist. Okay. Holy shit. Can we... This isn't part 1, is it? Of course not. Of course not. Why would it open the part I fucking want? Ugh. I thought it was gonna be easy, I said. No.
Alright, so I have a confession to make. I've been hearing Spider-Man theme songs playing in my head for the last couple days. First, it was the 1990s animated Spider-Man, you know, Spider Blood, Radioactive.
Okay, we're just gonna skip that. Okay, he's like...
someone who doesn't give up, though.
We're just gonna skip ahead.
Okay, so triangle is the zipline attack.
Oh my god, come on. DSP.
Sorry, Spider-Man, I was thirsty. I had to get a drink. I didn't have time to press those buttons for you. Sorry about that.
Wow, you can't fail. Nice.
Yankee knows all. Plus, we were super weird in class earlier. Knew I never should have taught at a gifted school. Give us today's forecast,
Spider guys, order me a
This is mature content. See, this is what DSP is talking about. This is how adults play video games.
Fries. Here we go.
Yeah, fries. Wait.
Electric powers, inexplicable. Take this.
Inexplicable. Okay. But see, guys, he's a mature adult. Okay, we're just gonna like go back to this.
And pranks and all
Close
this
that
crap.
out.
Just keep talking nonsense about people and you will be popular, right? I don't want to do any of that. I never wanted to because for me, it never was about being...
He wanted to do an interview series with someone else on DSP Reacts. He wanted to do multiplayer with Kat, by the way. He wanted to play A Way Out. He teased that, and also Wolfenstein Youngblood. But that game ended up being so bad that he didn't want to do it.
Too popular. I stumbled accidentally.
No.
Upon YouTube popularity. It wasn't
no.
intentional. It wasn't by design. It just kind of happened. And then after doing that for about 5 years, I got tired of it. I wanted to change. I told you, by like 2016.
I wanted to change. DSP in the same video said he didn't change. And he made content whatever.
Dude,
okay.
I was burnt out. I didn't even want to do the kind of content anymore, which is why I started a whole new channel called KO Gaming. And I tried to do something different for a whole year. And then in 2017, I became an interactive streamer, and I've never looked back.
And also,
right?
funny enough, if you look back at when he announced the 3-pronged plan, you want to know why he did that? Because he was going through a contract renegotiation, and he was going to make less money. So when you make less money, what do you think DSP would want to do, right? Oh yeah, make two other... Well, he made a 3rd channel and upload more content on that channel so he can make money on the gaming and the editing at the same time. Okay.
The last 6 years of content I put out, I guess at this point almost 7 years, has been way more meaningful in my opinion than anything I did beforehand. And that's the God's honest truth. So, for me, I'm enjoying everything. And I have a viewer base that likes what I do. Sure, they may be much, much, much smaller than what I used to do, correct?
I almost thought you were going to say younger.
At least people are happy with me. They like the content, they watch the content, and they support the content, correct?
How does he know?
So,
are they supporting?
That's the truth, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 people who really like your stuff or 1 million people who kind of like your stuff because you're popular and they just casually watch it. It's all the same. As long as you're...
Wait, what?
1,000 people who really like your stuff or 1 million people who kind of like your stuff because you're popular and they just casually watch it, it's all the same. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, you feel there's meaning to it, and hey, if you make a living doing it, you're a success. All right? I'm not striving to be a giant YouTube success or anything like that. I never was. All right? And I hope you understand that. Now, earlier this year...
Okay, so if he has a week, right, of making $10 on stream, he's not going to complain and guilt us into wanting to give him more money? Okay. Good to know.
With all this toxic nonsense about me all over the internet.
The dude who talks about it's the season of giving, it's time to give and give and give, is telling you he's not looking to be a success. But don't forget, guys, it's the season of giving.
I chose to do an interview, all right? And I shouldn't have, because I told you guys I'd actually decided not to do it. And then I kind of got goaded into one.
What?
Sense about me all over the internet. I chose to do an interview, all right? And I shouldn't have, because I told you guys I'd actually decided not to do it.
No. He literally said oh my god. He had a video, right, where he said he had a dream about doing an interview, and he wanted to do that to clear his name. He then hyped it up for a month, saying, oh, I have offers, and I'm going to look at all these offers, offers. And then he said, oh, let's get through the gaming season. This is busier right now. This is meant for later, eventually. Let's get pushing it off. Then he said, well, I'm busy now, not now. Oh, this plan went through. Oh, this was a fake offer, so I'm not doing that offer. And all this stuff, like, and even, let's say he did say he didn't want to do the interview, right? He probably said it in a random fucking podcast that no one remembers. Because the thing is, he literally made a specific video announcing his interest in being interviewed, which is kind of wild when you think about it, but he did a whole video saying that, but he didn't make a video saying he's no longer looking for it. So he kept getting offers, and then Craig gave him an offer, and then he decided to do it anyway. Like, and even if he said, and what was the goading? How did Craig get him on, right? Did Craig, like, send him 1,000 emails? But did he buttfuck his fucking inbox to say, come on my show, come on my show, come on my show? Or was it just one email and DSP decided, okay, I'll do it? If anything, DSP goaded everyone into giving him offers. And he never really made a standalone video saying he's no longer interested. Okay.
And then I kind of got goaded into one, which that's my fault, all right? And although the interviews...
Is he really admitting to fault when he says that he was goaded into it? Like that... Like, shut up. Mr. I'm a victim, I was tricked, I was bamboozled. You literally said it was fair after the fact. Even a week after, a month after you said it was. Then suddenly you decided, no more, it's not fair anymore.
Served its purpose. Which
now it's served a purpose.
If you ever want to hear about any of that nonsense and my answers to the nonsense, watch the interview. My answers are never going to change because those are my answers. That's my truth. I spoke it during the interview. And if you don't believe it, you don't have to. But that's what I had to say about those nonsensical topics, and I'm done.
But he didn't show any proof of his claims, and his answers were fucking garbage. He kept dancing around answers. He kept distracting the question. Like, he did a lot of red herring bullshit too. Like you listen to it and you're just like, he doesn't really answer a question. He just kind of moves along
talking about it. And in truth, it worked, because since that interview, although a lot of people didn't believe it and or just made slander content out of it, at least the interview exists and it's done, right? And we moved on. This year, I was able to move on and say, I'm not bringing that shit up anymore. We're going to be able to relax. We're going to be able to...
Yeah, because you banned them. Like, whatever. He acts as if he actually humored these questions before. Even before the interview, he was just straight up banning them.
Play, you know what I'm saying? And we had a good year. A lot of that drama stuff went away. Now, there was more drama as more people tried to pull me into their vortexes of shit. You know, I tried to branch out a little bit. People have been telling me for years, why don't you do like a podcast with other YouTubers and stuff? And I had an opportunity where I was contacted by other YouTubers. I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me to say, hey, would you like to do a podcast show? And I said, yeah, I'd be interested in it. And we never really talked specifics or anything.
This is stupid. Keem brought up the offer for $50,000. And DSP never said yes or no. He never did. Go through all these little clips of him, of it. He never says yes or no. He just says, email me. Oh, he tried to contact me through Twitter. I don't respond to Twitter. You gotta email me. Keem, email me, Keem. Keem, please email me. Keem, email. Come on, email me. Why are you calling my phone? Email me.
Thing about it. And then what happens? It blows up in my face. Somehow I get to be made out to be like a villain or something, when in reality, I was just in talks about possibly doing a show, and they decided to go a different way because they wanted to make money.
Dude, even back then you told us the reason why you turned it down because it was Keem, and they were like, well, why didn't you take the offer? Why didn't you do it? Just work with Keem. And he just didn't want to. They's like, see, they made me out to be the villain. I mean, if you said no, at least accept, like, yeah, they were bummed out, and sure, they could see as a villain, but I just didn't want to work with Keem. Like, people are gonna be upset regardless, but if that's your reason, that's your reason.
Right? I didn't make that decision. They did. You know? So, that had nothing to do with me, but yet, constantly being tried to pull into the vortex, constantly talking about me, constantly trying to say shit about me, right? To goad me to say things. This is what these people do because they have nothing else to do. They have no content. They have no validity to anything they do.
Now look at this dude, right? And I'm gonna. It's obviously bullshit what you said, because he falls for it all the time. But he's saying that, oh, it's how awful it is for them to goad people into doing stuff that they want and all this stuff. He goads so many people in his own chat to get them banned. He goaded RGB guy to ban him. He goaded him to piss him off to ban him. And it was the same shit with Lavinia. In my opinion, I think he was annoyed with Lavinia for like saying that he was wrong that one day, and was like, okay, I'm not gonna care. When it's the Q&A, I'm just gonna purposely tell her that it's too late or whatever. Like, he was already willing to just piss her off, and then the next day when he found out he was wrong, and he knew that she was gonna say, I want an apology please, he just goaded her into spamming it so that he could ban her. This dude goads his own chat to do what he wants them to do. He goads them to vote for games he wants. He goads them to do this and that. And then he gets mad when they don't support the thing that they were goaded into. Okay.
They're only pertinent when they're causing drama. Get it? So they don't have a fan base of people who actually like find meaning. It's just, well, what's the next drama today that you're creating so we can laugh at it, right? It really is the lolcow culture of how do we cause problems for people so we can laugh at the problems we caused, right? I don't know how that's valid. I don't know why that's allowed on YouTube, but it is. It seems to me like pretty toxic, damaging, very harmful content. But it's allowed constantly for some reason. And I hate to say it, but you know, people keep trying to pull me in, and I this year have done my absolute best to resist, right? I've done my best.
Yeah, like with LTG, right?
It. I'm not gonna involve myself or
after the interview. Okay, let's be like DSP and be literal, right? He then talked to Buggy and Wings to doing a podcast with them. You know, the people who are that were talking with Keemstar. Okay, isn't that talking to drama? Okay, I guess not. He then instigates LTG by just being a nosy Nancy about it. Like, again, if anyone said the same shit he said about LTG to him, he'd say that's trolling. But he's just asking questions. He gets to ask questions, we can't. Just like how he can determine what content is meaningful and isn't, but we can't. We cannot deem his content meaningless because he finds it meaningful. We don't know what's meaningful because we're trolls and evil. But he knows other people's content isn't meaningful. He just knows. Dude played Dark Souls wrong. Not meaningful. Okay.
My audience with this. Why? Because,
and you know what the thing is? He says, I don't want to start drama and all this stuff, but he brings up other YouTubers, does not name them for obvious reasons. If he doesn't want to start drama, then why is he so afraid to share the YouTuber that he watches? It's almost like he doesn't want to tell us so he could shit on them and we can't figure it out. One day, he's going to say something specific in a criticism for a YouTuber, we're going to find out who he watches. One day he's going to slip up.
I don't want to bring people into this anymore. After that interview, I got so much feedback from my audience telling me, please don't do this stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have anything to do with this because
they did have anything to do with it. Are your fans that stupid? Literally, this whole thing of him saying, well, I don't want to bring you guys into this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did the interview and you guys got affected. How were they affected? Were they bullied in school about it? Hey, you watch that Phil guy? Oh, he went to the side scrollers, man. How can you like this guy, you piece of shit? Like, no. And honestly, they're already being made fun of anyway, even without the interview. Like, it's a moot point if they think the interview was that big of a deal, honestly. Like, come on.
We like watching your positive content. We like watching fun stuff, right? That's what we want. We want gameplay. We want you reacting to fun clips from the internet.
So then why are they asking you to react to Turkey Tom and the Boogie documentary if they want positive stuff? Huh?
We want, chill streams. We don't want to hear about how the next person is insulting you and now you have to insult them back and this
But if they said this after the interview, then why did he proceed to continue to react to LTG? He literally said, well, I shouldn't like this stuff, right? Oh, you don't address the drama. If someone shit talks you, don't shit back, right? And LTG shits on him, and he shits back, and then LTG, being a Chad in this moment, decides I don't need to address it anymore. He moves on with his life, pretty much. Like LTG's been, whatever. It's LTG. But DSP shouted him back. But if his fans did not like that, why did he do it? Huh. And then why did he shit on Rich again? Huh. Interesting. Why does this keep happening? I don't know. I don't know why does it keep happening? Oh, it's everyone else's fault. The universe did it. The universe set it up that way. Fucking Thanos, dude. Thanos did it.
Personal insult about behind the scenes shit. None of this matters. And I still feel bad because I know from like the months of like March, April, May, this was all drama that people were constantly embroiled in because of my bad decision, right? It wasn't until I'd say when Street Fighter 6 came out in June that finally we got that momentum back because there was so much going on in gaming and people wanted to see me play Street Fighter 6 and everything that it kind of went away, right?
Right.
But now every once in a while it rears its ugly head. Oh no, someone made a documentary about Phil. Oh no, someone's trying to talk shit.
Why are we literally skipping the LTG stuff? Oh, because LTG shit on me first, man, but you participated by shitting on him back. Even if we agree with DSP's notion that him asking nonsensical questions about his content is not being negative or being like a fucking petty baby about it. Let's ignore that and say, yes, Phil, LTG did strike first. Then why did you react to it? If it's drama, isn't LTG just goading you to doing drama? Isn't that what he's doing? And you responded to it and created more drama? But no, it's not. No. He didn't participate in it. But Turkey Tom made a video about him, and somehow that's inviting drama. Like, this LTG stuff is very peculiar and weird. It's kind of the same nonsense as Rich, where everyone can make fun of him fapping, yet Rich is not allowed to do it. If Rich makes a joke about him fapping, Cat cries, and Rich has to atone for it. But anyone else can. Anyone else can do it, and that's fine. But Rich? No, he's not allowed. He's not allowed. He has to behave correctly. Why does Rich and LTG have to behave in certain ways for Phil, but everyone else doesn't need to? And Turkey Tom might become a third person in that specific window where they have to act in certain ways to please him, but everyone else can do whatever they want to him. It's really weird. Really weird.
About Phil on a show and all this and all that, all right? I commit to you, all right? I commit to all of you. I am going to do my absolute best to stay out of nonsense. So it's this simple, all right? Don't bring it up. Because
again, we've said this 1,000 times. It's empty at this point. Shut up.
Nothing to say about any of their drama and their crap. The reason that they are trying to talk about me is to get a rise out of me, which then in turn gives them more content. You understand? They want to find something that they think is going to get my goat, is going to incense me, is going to get me so angry.
But he says this as he got incensed by LTG. Did LTG's fucking aura, set him off? When LTG's like, oh, he needs a crispy hairline. He needs, get rid of his little jammies and his teddy bears. I still laugh. I still laugh about it sometimes where he's just like, oh, he streams his little teddy bears behind him. But wasn't that incensing him? And he responded back, though. And then he called him a bitch.
Agitated, right?
LTG literally told him, pretty much, the guy with, fucking silver hands icon. I'm not gonna read that, but I feel sorry or I'm happy for you or some shit like that. That's pretty much what LTG did to Phil, and DSP could not forgive him.
That then I'm going to respond in a negative way, and I'm going to give them the attention they want because it's a vicious circle. If I respond, now they have something else to talk about. They have more content to respond to. And again, that's exactly what happened with the side scrollers earlier this year with that interview. They made a really toxic, negative show the day after the interview. And it worked because not only did it stir up all my haters, but then I responded to it and now they have more content. And then they have more content. And all year they tried to goad me. Every once in a while, let's bring
the 1 year he didn't have a lot of content coming out about him, I would argue, was 2019 maybe 2018, around that period, it was kind of slowing down. It was kind of going to the point where everyone was kind of expanding and doing their own thing. Pretty much at that point. And then somewhere along the line, DSP decided I'm gonna be fucking crazy and stupid and just do dumb shit so people can talk about it. And then the detractors have kind of went back up, and we're here today, where now it's kind of funny. I look at all these other detractor channels that I started following back then, and now they have grown and they do their own thing, and they kind of expand and they have their own little communities now, and it's just kind of doing other stuff. Tevin is a Twitch partner now. Tevin does other stuff now. He has a very successful subathon going on. That is just kind of chill. I do like putting on Tevin's subathon in the background because he plays random videos sometimes, so it's kind of nice to see what I'm gonna tune into. Sometimes he plays Johnny Bravo, which is really fucking cool. I kind of love Johnny Bravo more now than I did when I was a kid. I always liked Johnny Bravo. Now Johnny Bravo is back up there. And Lead is a Twitch partner, and he also does his own streams. He plays RPGs. He does other kinds of stuff. Ludwig Order did a whole thing where he's cataloging detractor channels. Like, all these people have done more stuff, and they're also now covering Phil at the same time. They have done more with their own content, and these are channels that started by shitting on him. And DSP is still stuck on level 1.
I feel the vibe. I'm shook.
Me too, Jacko.
Again,
me
let's
too.
poke him again. Let's keep poking him and see if we can get him to say something. So now we can have a whole show.
Oh, I need
mean,
to get
there was
that
a show. No exaggeration.
Whatever.
One morning, someone had casually mentioned to me
One morning. Oh boy.
something about the interview again, and I had mentioned it again or whatever. That day, Stuttering Craig sat on his stream. He had no content to do that day. Nothing. So instead, he sat on his stream and said, I'm going to sit on my stream until Darkside Phil invites me to his show. What?
What? I said something about Stuttering Craig, and he wants to, like, come on my show and talk about it? He wants to defend himself? What an idiot. You should let me say whatever I want, right? Like, and it's ironic from him! Holy shit! He just said the day before, oh, these people who do these documentaries, they don't talk to me! But then he talks about Stuttering Craig, and he's like, wait, what? Stuttering Craig wants to talk to me because I'm talking about him? Huh? Okay. See, again, we must extend the courtesy that he wants us to give him, but he will not give it to anyone else. No one else deserves that courtesy. Only he does.
First of all, when do I have guests on any of my shows? It was a gameplay stream day for me. I hadn't spoken to him. Why would he be on my show? But you see what I mean? And guess what? Idiots showed up to watch him sit there and do nothing. It's what I mean. They literally name dropping me can give these people attention. You understand?
But they, whatever. Okay.
And
Okay,
which is
you
hilarious
understand?
because I'm nobody. I'm not a big prominent guy anymore. I haven't been in many, many years. I'm just someone who likes to stay in his lane and play games and chill with my audience, and that's it.
How do you want to stay in your lane if you wanted to expand your channels? Like, you want to do an interview series. That's not expanding. That's not reaching out. Making a whole new React channel is not reaching out to a different audience.
I want nothing to do with this documentary, this podcast, this drama, this crap, this nonsense, and all of this, right? So it's
Right.
funny because now this documentary just came out about me again. And people are like, are you gonna react to it? No, I promised you guys, right?
But he's also in the same category of lolcow as like Wings and Boogie and all this stuff. And when those documentaries are made, he doesn't say the same shit he says about himself. Oh, they're old news, man. No one cares about them anymore. They're on the decline, man. No, we get to watch them because that's informative. But DSP, dude, he's old news. Why talk about Phil? Okay.
And I would stay out.
But see what he wants? He's saying he's such a little guy, so he should have the freedom to say whatever he wants without any repercussions. But he wants everyone to be held accountable for what they say. But since he's such a little guy, he should be able to say whatever he wants. Like, he's not saying that directly, but that's what he's insinuating. Because he's literally saying, I talked about Craig. Craig wanted to get me on his show so he could talk about it or whatever the fuck. But he'd only want that because you talked about him. So you're saying that no one can make a video about him or talk about him because he's a little guy. DSP's acting as if he has a YouTube channel with like 20 subs. But he doesn't. He has a big enough channel that people know the name and they want to talk about him. He's not at a size that's like huge, and he's not small enough that people are like, oh, poor little Philly. It's just like, yeah, this guy, he's a YouTuber. Okay, like, you know, and he created a reputation for himself. Oh.
That you guys don't want me to jump back down that rabbit hole, because all that's going to happen, it's going to bring more drama, more nonsense, more negativity, more toxicity, and it's going to derail us from the stuff we love doing. Instead of sitting here and playing games and enjoying what we're doing and having a good time together, it's going to be constant, oh, this person said this about you, this person said this about you, this is bringing it up, this is bringing it up, right? So that's why I'm not doing that, right?
But whatever. Okay.
And listen, I get it. Drama can be fun, correct? It can.
But again, oh, now drama can be fun. So it can be fun to do it, but these channels that do it are evil and stupid and bad. Oh, we need controlled negativity. Oh. Okay.
Every once in a while, you want to razz someone, you want to make a joke. That
isn't that kind of shitty then? Because that just means that you start drama for fun. Like, isn't that kind of like, is that worse because you're kind of doing it for fun? So isn't that being trolling? And DSB said doing trolling for the lulz is bad, but now we're saying doing it occasionally for the lulz is good. Like, what's the point of listening to you? Like, honestly, what is the point? It just seems like he wants his cake and eat it too. Like, move on. Come on. Shut up. He wants people to leave him alone. Then why don't you just shut up? Like, why don't you shut up?
Understand. I don't mind the fact that people bring up the name DSP or Darkside Phil.
Do you?
In a razzing way.
Do you? LTG brought him up. I can't believe LTG brought me up, man. Why did he bring me up? Stupid. I'm a little guy. Okay.
All the time. People mention my accident. People bring up
Again, Rich brings up his accident. We should move on from it. How dare he bring it up? And Cat cried about it. So it's okay to bring it up now, but Cat cried about it, but Rich can't talk about it because that. See how stupid this fucker is? Why do we have all these exceptions and we can do this, we can do that? Like, what is this? Like, if something's personal, then it's personal. But why say this is personal, but it also isn't on another day? Why do we have like werewolf rules here? Like, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is only good on this day, but if it's that day, it cannot be okay. But like, what are we doing at this point, Phil? What are you talking about?
Something stupid that I did, at one point. They bring up the dumb memes. All of that doesn't matter. It's just stupid, right? It doesn't affect my content. I get to keep making what I love, and my audience doesn't give a shit about that
Whatever.
stuff. But where it becomes hurtful is when someone's entire agenda is to basically tear someone down for personal gain.
But see, the issue with that is he says that about anything. Like, we don't know when is it too much, because he said this is how you don't play is bad, but Evil AJ is okay now, but it's also bad. But then it's just ridiculous. It really is just, it has to suit whatever the whims of Phil. Like, and it's just not fair. And and the life is unfair shit is not really applicable, because DSP is not being fair either with this. He's not being reasonable. This is unfairly unreasonable. It's just ridiculous. Because it's like we'll allow you to smoke weed on Wednesdays that is, as long as it's not too much. And they smoke two joints. Okay, that's too much, sir. We're gonna arrest you. And then a guy next to you smokes 3 joints, but he's able to do it because he did it the right time and the right amount, and it's not too much. But you did too much, sir. So you're going to jail now. Like, it's like a clown rule. It's okay to troll Phil, but do it correctly, but not too much. If you do it too much, then you're fucked up. But do it the right way, and you'll be fine. Okay, Phil, what's the right way? The right way. Come on. You have to do it the right way. Don't do it the wrong way. Do it the right way.
Obsessed to the level of obsession, correct? That's where it gets dangerous. And there are people out there who are absolutely obsessed with me because they feel that they could get something more out of it if they were to keep bugging me and doing shit, that they could get something out of it, whether it's more content for their channels, whether it's attention.
I didn't do shit, and I got content for this channel because other people did stuff. I mean, okay.
Whether, again, get me to name drop them and or say something, so now they have another topic to talk about today, right?
Right.
So there you go. So with all that being said, all right.
With all that being said,
that's why. If you're wondering, well, I don't get it. Phil is really missing out on an opportunity right now. A documentary just came out about him. He could easily react to it. He'd make tons of views and money. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
He wants to wait until there's no money to be made off of games to make that money. Isn't that really cool? Remember though, if you do drama during a downtime for you and you're not making money, you do it to make money, you're fucked up. But he has to do it when there's downtime because, you know, downtime.
I'm not about making the views and the money. I'm not. I'm about enjoying the content I'm putting out, covering the games. It's the busiest gaming time of the year. Why do I care about people making drama content now? Why would I ever? Right? If we're bored and there's nothing else going on, right?
If we're bored and nothing else going on. Keywords.
And we have some time to kill, you know, maybe it's worth a look. That's not what we're doing right now. You know, we're in the midst of the busiest gaming season. I'm behind on games because I was sick. Now is not the time to drop everything to start talking about bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
There's people out there who right this moment, I'm not kidding you. There's let me put it this way, because here's the thing. For every one thing I tell you guys publicly,
oh my god,
you can assume there's 10 times more than that going on behind the scenes, but I'm purposefully not mentioning it.
What?
And that goes for literally everything I say. I'm serious about that too. I'm not exaggerating. Every time I mention, oh, here's one little thing that happened, there's probably 10 times more going on behind the scenes that I'm not bringing up.
Yeah, so, because he wants to be see how much he wants to be a constant fucking victim? Look how much I suffer for you guys. I mentioned one thing, but I'm really suffering about multiple things. Like, shut up. Stop being such a baby.
Guys know about? Well, you know there's a documentary. You know there's people trying to pull me into shows and stuff to try to get attention for themselves. Are those public things you know about? There's about 10 times more going on behind the scenes of people trying to get my attention, trying to get me to interact with them, trying to get something out of me. It's happening constantly. All right? From every avenue possible, I get bombarded on a daily basis by fucking people trying to pull me into shit. I wish that was a lie or an exaggeration. I really wish it was, but it's not. All right? So I just want you guys to understand that it takes a lot
that
pull me into shit. I wish that was a lie or an exaggeration. I really wish it was, but it's not.
This dude tells us no one cares about him, no one talks about him, right? No one cares about little me, man. I'm a little guy. He gets all these emails of people caring about him, and he's like, yeah, man, they're trying to pull me into their shit. Okay.
All right? So I just want you guys to understand that it takes a lot of effort when you constantly are being bombarded by people from every direction. And the funny part is, some people are really nice. Oh, well, we're going to be nice to you, and we'd like to give you an opportunity if you would do this with us or come on our show with us and do this. And then some people are out right now.
Look at this, right? Some people are nice. Okay, so why don't you... But again, this guy says he doesn't get any opportunities. He gets an opportunity. Oh, they must be trolling me. But some people are nice. Then why don't you talk to those people?
If you don't do this, we're going to do this to you. And if you don't do this, we're going to threaten you with this and that. It's just crazy. It's crazy how people behave
you're crazy.
differently to try to get what they want. And they never do. Because if you haven't noticed, guess what?
Guess what? Bitch.
I don't involve myself in any of it. Have you seen me involved in any of that shit? No, because I refuse to. I'm not going to become a toxic person, a drama person. I refuse. I very well could. I could change all my content right now to be just like these other fucking people. And I could easily tear them down, though. Just like they try to tear me down constantly. But I don't play that game.
You kind of wanted to, though, like multiple times. Like, I think even this year, he said that, oh, if someone says something about me, I'm going to respond to it because I had enough. I think he said that this year, too. But he said it so many times. Back when Alpha Omega Sin did a thing, he has a video, he's still alive, by the way, that said, oh, now he woke the sleeping dragon. If anyone says any fucking shit about me, I'm gonna attack back. This and that, right? He said you expect a video like this one if someone says shit about him. Then after that, like it was still, he said similar stuff to this so many times. Alan Mixon was one time during the Pro Jared stuff. I'm like a viper. I strike back, man. Like, okay.
I don't want to. That's not who I am. I wouldn't be happy being that kind of person for YouTube because I don't like hurting other people regardless of if I get over doing it or not. At one point, I'll be honest, when I was younger and more immature, I did find pleasure in that. I did. Tearing down others You can feel good about yourself by tearing down others around you. You can do that, and I've felt that personally. I have felt that in my heart, is that sometimes if you're someone bigger than you, more popular than you, and you can find a way to tear them down and cause them misery, you feel a level of like enjoyment out of it. I don't know what it is. Maybe something with the human condition where you enjoy seeing people get hurt. I don't know. It's kind of messed up, right?
Dude, let's hear this again.
Misery. You feel a level of like enjoyment out of it. I don't know what it is. Maybe something.
He said he feels this, and then he says he doesn't know what it's called, dude. It's called being either a masochist or a sadist at this point, and he's kind of dancing around that because he's probably embarrassed to admit that, which is kind of wild because if you think about it, imagine DSP being a masochist. Like, I highly doubt he is, or being a sadist. I just think he's fucking stupid.
With the human condition where
seeing
people get hurt. I don't know. It's kind of messed.
I think it's sadist. I think you're a sadist if you enjoy watching other people get hurt. But the thing he's conflating it with is ridiculous. Like, come on,
right? But and I know because I've had that feeling before. But as I grow older and I get more mature, I don't want to do that. I would much rather be a person who like everyone can live and let live, and everyone can live.
But again, if it's one thing to be like, oh, well, he tripped, versus actively tripping someone to fall and then you laugh at them. Like, yeah, it's two different contexts. You could say it is a little shitty to laugh at someone tripping, but it's like, but you get it. But if you're tripping someone and you laugh at them for falling, like, no one's gonna fucking like say, yeah, man, you fucking really tripped that guy, man. Like, dude, come on.
And get by, and we don't all have to stomp on everyone else around us to get ahead.
Then practice what you preach. This dude has said this shit for years. I just want people to be happy, man. I just want to do this. So then why did you fucking sit there and be like, why does LTG have 2,000 views, but he doesn't have like a lot of money? What's going on here? Why is this that way? He made fun of him for charging people $30 to turn on a webcam. He made fun of all this stuff. But live and let live, man. So when Lavinia wanted an apology because Lavinia was correct about the mini PC, why didn't he just apologize? If he's such a cool guy, such a nice guy, why couldn't he just let it go and say, I'm sorry. I see that you wanted an apology and I was trying to get through my story, but I am sorry that I yelled at you yesterday. Why couldn't he do that? No, he was a troll, obviously. He was a sock account. Ban him.
Like, there's enough going around. There's enough people on this planet. There's enough space on YouTube for everyone to coexist. And then I have
Really? Everyone can coexist, even the people who make fluff content like PewDiePie and people who play Among Us and Cult of the Lamb and all that stuff. Those people can be on YouTube too, because I don't know, Phil, you said that these people make fluff content and it's meaningless hype garbage. Huh. Okay.
Be at each other's throats to get over. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that kind of person. So
this dude literally shat on people he watched with Kat about how they played video games like the same month, like recently. And he's like, I just want people to live and let live, man. They can do whatever they want, man. This guy, he played Dark Souls, right? And he stuck with one sword and he didn't change his swords, man. He was so bad about it, man. He was so bad. Oh, this guy played God of War, he died by the bear. The bear! And everyone says, I'm bad at games. Go fuck yourself.
That's why I stay out of this shit. I want nothing to do with it. At all. I want absolutely no involvement in any of their shit. I just want to be left alone and left out and do my own stuff for my audience. And that's all I aspire to. And again, that's why when I see a documentary and the name of the documentary is 10 Years of Failure, it's like, no, you could say 10 years of decline.
Yeah.
You could say 10 years of, of falling out.
10 years of decline. But that's what failing is, though. You declined already. But he's just saying that these 10 years were failures, and that's a subjective statement. It's cool you think you're a success, Phil, and I'm glad for you. I'm glad you feel that way, but someone can look at it and be like, well, this guy's kind of failing. Look at his views. his attitude he has towards his audience is kind of sour. His content never really changes. Even though he says it has, but he doesn't really change as a person, and he's a failure. His Keo Gaming channel is a failure because it uses the same kind of editing themes, and he doesn't really go back and re-record lines when you have lines like, and that's what you get. You get literal run-on lines in that where it just sounds ridiculous, but he uploads it all the same. But that's being a success though. Because he made money, man.
Prominence. 10 years of ridicule. All of that makes sense. 10 years of failure? How is that a failure that I'm happier today than I've ever been? I make content.
The video was about the 10 years. He didn't say 2023, the year of failure. Stupid.
That I want to make. I stay out of drama because I don't want to hurt people.
But you failed at that.
How is that failure?
Whatever. Okay.
I don't know how anyone could justify that and say it's failure. My business is still working and running. I'm still making a living doing it. I still love what I do.
But the thing with internet business and all this stuff, it's kind of ambiguous in terms of like hard fail and success things, because he can consider himself a success because he's able to get like people to support him in big ways. Other people can say he's a failure because he's depending on like 3 people to carry the stream. Like no one is running to DSP to give him money, and everyone has been noticing that. Like he needs 1 Minute Man to tip him every day. He needs that daily tip.
How is that a failure?
How is it a failure, right?
But if you're someone who's desperate for content and you constantly have to rip other people apart to have that content, I would argue that's more of a failure than anything else. If all you can do is rip other people apart to make $1, you're a bigger failure than someone who's way smaller than you but loves what they do and doesn't hurt anyone to make that living. That's my take, and you can disagree with that, and that's perfectly fine.
So I'm not a failure, guys, because he's bigger than me. So pretty cool, huh?
And by the way, because some people are saying, oh, now he's ripping up Turkey Tom the Documentarian. Actually, no, I'm not.
Documentarian.
I'm not even speaking about him. I'm saying all these people out there who say shit like that, who say that, oh, you're just a failure and all that. I'm not a failure. I'm happy with who I am. That's a success.
Being a failure and being happy with yourself are not like the same. They're not that connected, deeply connected, because a lot of failures are happy with themselves. It's just their business may be failing for many other reasons. But he doesn't like it, and I want to give a shout out to Buster. Shout out to Buster. It sounds like a fucking the pasta man poisoned the well with that name, I guess, because I think he said Buster's a lot, but that guy brought up a good point, and it's a good point that he's hung up on failure because it implies self-responsibility, like that he himself is a failure, and all this stuff. Like he's more like attached to being an ambiguous failure instead of like being directly called a failure, because it kind of gives the insinuation that he brought himself to that point, which he has, because he ran the fucking channel. But whatever, okay.
In life, I used to be depressed when I was bigger on YouTube. I was a depressed mess. I was drinking. I was unhealthy. I hated myself. And
I fucking do not believe this at all. At all! That he says this shit. Because again, he says that his depression made him say a bad tweet. And then he doubled down on the tweet later. My depression made me say that. Actually, these people got so mad at that tweet when I was being factually honest. But I thought it was your depression, stupid. But no, man. It was his depression, but it's not. But he was also depressed because he couldn't go to Seattle with Kat. Shut up. Shut up.
Only getting by pumping out millions of videos a day. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe not millions, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, that was a miserable existence. Today, I'm happy. So that's not being a failure, right? Nothing is falling apart. The sky's not falling. And we're having...
The internet, got fucked up. And he had to sit on stream wondering what's going on. He couldn't figure out why OBS was doing fucked up shit. He couldn't figure anything out. He couldn't figure out what TV to buy on his own. He needed chat to do it. He can't figure out what to improve in his business, so he has a suggestion box for everyone else to tell him what to do. But that's what successful people do. Okay.
A good time. So how can you say that that's a failure? It's just, it's misinformation for the sake of clickbait. And it's prominent on YouTube. So I'm not surprised, you know? I'm not surprised. But I'm not going to get myself pulled into that vortex. You're not going to see me reacting to the documentary. No, I don't care that every day there's people trying to pull me in. They're going to be talking about you on this show. They're going to want you on this show and this. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter what they say. It's all white noise to me. It's just the same shit that I've heard for the last 10 years of people trying to pull me into their drama vortex.
He said this, but he literally had a week talking about drama. Like, an actual week. And he's saying, I don't talk about drama, man.
And I told you back earlier this year, I learned my lesson. I've stayed out of all of that shit, and we've had a good year this year. Let's stay on that track, okay? Okay, so that's why, why I still bring this up today? Because look what's going on. The documentary just released. Everyone's talking about it and wants me to talk about it. I have nothing to say. I'm not going to watch it. I don't have time for it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Again, I'm not slamming it. I haven't seen it. You can't slam something that you haven't seen. I've learned my lesson in that regard from back in the day when I used to make fun of people who play Minecraft, right? I used to slam it constantly.
He makes fun of people playing Cult of the Lamb. He made fun of people playing Among Us. He made fun of people playing all these other games. He made fun of other streamers how they play video games. Okay, cool.
I was like, I get it now. Well, that was really stupid that I slammed it. I used to make fun of the Down the Rabbit Hole documentary. Anyone who makes a documentary about me is terrible.
There was literally another game I was thinking of. I mean, it was Cult of the Lamb, and I think there was something else. But he still does it, though. Oh, it's a fad game. Oh, no one's going to care about this game. All this stuff. But
I actually watched it, and I was like, it wasn't ill-intentioned. You could tell that there's some misinformation in it. But it wasn't ill-intentioned at all, and I have no ill will towards Frederick Knudsen because I actually feel like he was trying to do a legit documentary about me at that time, I don't know. I haven't seen the documentary. This is a new one. I don't care to. I don't want to get toxic again. I'm trying to stay away. So I hope that people understand that.
Because he's playing
Tom, I hope he understands that.
He's playing video games right now. He can't help but not watch it because he's busy playing video games. Just wait until, there's nothing happening, nothing going on. He's gonna watch that fucking documentary because he has nothing going on at that time.
Not a slight against him that I don't want to watch his documentary. I promised my audience that this year I would stay out of the drama shit, and I am going to stick to that commitment. I'm not going to go back on it all of a sudden because there's a chance for personal gain. Okay?
Okay.
So, thank you for understanding. And again, there's other stuff going on right now, people trying to pull me into their toxic shit. And I'm absolutely, positively not going to pay attention to it. I don't care. I really don't give two shits what's said. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it as clearly as possible to the entire internet right now. I don't care. All right? You can say whatever you want about me. You can say as much nonsense. You can bring it all up. It's this simple. I'm happy with where I am in my life right now. Everything, is good. So I'm not going to allow anyone to try to sour that for me or my audience with their own bullshit and nonsense. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, what you're saying about me, none of it matters. It's all nonsense.
Nonsense.
All right? So,
okay.
Don't come to my streams bringing it up. Don't try to derail this shit. You know what I'm saying? If I see it, it's gone.
Ban.
That's always been the rule. But, recently I've been lax because I understand we get new people coming in all the time.
Oh, my God.
And they don't know what's going on. So they say, hey, Phil, do you know someone made a documentary about you?
But you have rules.
I'm not going to say, well.
Motherfucker, you have rules. Why? Whatever. Okay.
Outright banning every single person in the chat.
Oh. Dude. He timed out 672. What? These new viewers that are coming in to say, did you watch the Turkey Tam video? Why don't you just time them out for it, and then they'll know, I'm not allowed to say that, and then But if it happens again, ban them. Like, this dude knows there's a timeout feature now.
Who fucking brings that up? I don't want to do that. Because there's people who don't know that. But at the same time...
Yeah, that's why you time them out. Like, that's why that tool exists. If they don't know, then you just time them out. They'll be timed up for like 5 minutes or a minute or whatever the fuck you want to do it for. Then they'll come back. And then they'll be like, oh. But no, we can't do that. That's stupid.
It's always been a rule.
Only special people get the timeout. Only special people. You gotta be special to get the timeout feature. Like 672, he's very special.
That I don't...
His mom says so every day.
Talk about that shit, because there's no point to it, right? I've got stuff to do. I've got games to play. I got a react show. I basically got to get back on track after being derailed because I was sick. I got shit to do. I don't have time for all the other nonsense of everyone else around me. They could do whatever they want. I can't stop them. I don't really care. But, you know, they're looking for their you know, their stupid blip, their stupid blurb, the next thing they could talk about that Phil mentioned. You're not getting it. I don't care.
You're not getting it, except for today.
Right now, I don't even want to hear about any of it. All right? I literally don't want to hear about any of it. I don't care. These people they don't exist to me. You know,
they don't exist. They don't exist.
All right.
You got shit to do.
For understanding.
He's a big
Thanks
boy.
for listening to the segment. Had a little something to get off my chest here today, and now we can move on positively and not have to focus on nonsense that people are constantly trying to pull me into. I'm just done with it, and you know, don't want to hear it. Sticking to my guns, sticking to what I promised and committed to you earlier this year. Because people already, well, I can't believe Phil's not going to address this and that. No, you can't believe it. Then you're deaf. I've been telling you all year I was done with it, right? So that's why. And by the way, this shirt is not sitting evenly on my neck. It's driving me nuts. Maybe I have that. What's that?
You know, the thing.
You get like bothered when things aren't even. If something's like asymmetrical, it bothers you. Like my shirt
OCD.
collar is legit bothering me. I was looking at it. I'm like, why isn't it even? One side is like a different position than the other. It's actually driving me nuts. That's weird. Why is it doing that?
Probably OCD.
I don't know. Anyway, is it OCD? Is that what it's called? Maybe it's probably OCD.
Is that what it's called?
It's weird because I'm totally not like that. Like right now, I have wires all over my floor that are completely...
Just being OCD doesn't mean that everything will set you off, by the way. I mean, it's person to person, I think. But whatever. I ain't no doctor.
Organized.
I am no doctor.
It's definitely not a thing, but then I look at myself on camera and I'm like, why is that bothering me? I don't know. It's weird.
Probably because he has an image of himself that he wants to
Humans
portray.
naturally like symmetry. Is that true? Maybe that's what it is.
I hate these shirts, man.
So we're going to move on to the next segment of the show, but I have to blow my nose. All right? So if you could bear with me for a second, I'm going to blow my nose. But before I do, to end the segment, all right? No drama anymore. You know, as it has been all this year. I stayed out of it on purpose. I'm not going back on that now. Doesn't matter who's making a documentary, who's bringing up bullshit and saying nonsense and, you know, threatening me with shit, because that's the other thing, too. Conscious people threatening me and saying stuff. I literally sit here, and all I do is play video games and enjoy relaxing with you guys on a daily basis. What am I doing to warrant threats against me, exactly?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Right? What have I done? Who am I really...
He threatened LTG. Play against me, Street Fighter, or you're a bitch for life.
A threat, too, that you're threatening me, right? Are you really that threatened by my existence? But
DSP threatens his audience all the time, if you think about it. Do you want this game to keep going? Please support it now, or that's gonna be it for the game, man.
Think about how crazy that is. I am just a little Joe Nobody on the internet. With
Nobody.
Stream following of a few
Plumber
hundred people. A few thousand people watch my videos on YouTube every day, right? Very small time, correct? But I'm happy with who I am. There are people out there that I live rent-free in their heads, that they have to constantly bring me up and try to pull me into their drama. What is that about, exactly? That really drives me nuts. How exactly does that... I just don't understand it. How am I involved in any of it? How am I important enough? Why would you even bring me up? It just...
You're on the same platform, and you're a big YouTuber. I mean, not big, but you know what I mean. And he has a fucking audience, and he's a lolcow. Like, come on.
I just don't get it. I really don't, right? That someone would actively, like threaten me publicly, repeatedly. Threaten me. I'm going to do this to him. I'm going to do that to him. Haha. What? For what reason? Exactly. What have I done? What could I possibly do to you that you're making public threats against me?
This dude is like 40 years old and he's acting like he's 12 years old and he's getting bullied for the first time. Like, come on, man.
No one. You know? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's to the level of obsession, unhealthy mental mania that some of these people act on. It's just...
This is going to be a new meme. Mental mania. That's going to be the new DSPism. Get ready for that. This guy said this says mental mania.
Our behavior, and quite frankly, a lot of these people probably need interventions. Because if you're that obsessed with a nobody like me, you got problems, man. You should be moving on to other more important things that's going to actually get you some kind of level of attention or interest. No one... I'm like...
Okay, but... He just told us that people bring him up to get attention. And now he's saying, why don't you do other stuff to get attention? I'm just a nobody. But if you're such a nobody, why do people get so much attention from you then? Okay.
Yesterday's topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a prominent dude. You know, Turkey Tom making this documentary about me will get him a little bit of attention, but certainly him doing documentaries on other topics is going to be way more popular than anything.
How? So get this. I mean, I would argue, I kind of feel, maybe I'm crazy here, but I think Boogie is more of a yesterday topic, you know, because like I was thinking about it recently, and I was like, do people truly even care about Boogie? Like, Boogie makes shitty videos, sure, but like people knew him as Francis way back. I mean, even it was to the point where my brother was like, "Yo, see this video? Wow, look at this guy." And then after that, he stopped talking about him. No one talked about Francis. Like, Francis felt very short-lived, in my opinion. And then like people were like, "Oh yeah, Boogie said." He said something about suicide that was, I think, was fucked up if I remember correctly. There was something to do with that. There was something, and then like, I stopped hearing anything about him. Like, it's to the point where it's like, do people even care about Boogie that much anymore? Like, you know, like. I think Boogie is more relevant than before. Boogie now is a sponsor with a PC, and that's it. Like all Boogie, the only relevance Boogie ever had recently was just about crypto, and crypto like is crypto, so whatever. So yeah, I think Boogie is more irrelevant than DSP. DSP at least like is around, you know, and it's more fascinating that he gets whales. Like it's just kind of whatever. That's why he's in the same league with like Wings and LTG. Though LTG, I kind of feel people dog on him, and that's fine. I mean, LTG is LTG, but at least LTG like moves on with his life, you know. Like he's like, yeah, okay, whatever, get that ass banned. And Wings is Wings. Wings will always do Wings things, and DSP is DSP, and there you go.
Me, I'm no one, man. Nobody cares, you know. Just my audience of people who've been with me along the way. I'm so happy to have that dedicated audience that have been with me through all these times and all this drama bullshit, and they understand who I am and where I come from, and they just want to relax with me, right? That's what it's all about, you know. So it's just crazy to me that anyone would care. You would think with the way that people talk about me and behave around me that I'm like some insanely polarizing, toxic dude who every day on stream, all I'm doing is constantly causing drama and insulting people,
exaggeration,
and saying inflammatory things and fucked up things. It couldn't be further from the truth.
No one is saying that.
But the stuff that we do every day is fun. It's fun gameplay, being silly, razzing games. Yesterday I had fun yelling at the netcode of Modern Warfare 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Today we'll have fun laughing at clips from the
Real
internet.
fun.
It's
I
just,
don't
it's a good
know,
time.
because lately this fucker has been complaining about the kind of clips he's been getting. Oh, not TikTok! Oh, TikTok! No.
It's not anything ill-intentioned or anything that you would think would get anyone upset, but these people get upset. I don't know
these
why.
videos.
I can't understand it. All right. Anyway,
Stop
now
submitting these kind of videos.
I got the drip going.
And you got the drip going. All right, that's it for this video. I have places to be, places to go, because I have a podcast. I have my own podcast. Get that right. So hope to see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, everyone, and always remember. Wait, always remember. Get a good vibe. Keep it real. Keep it real.
I feel the vibe. Time to skedaddle on out of here.
All right, bye-bye.